Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Stories to be Told with the wonderful Katie Faze. Before we go round and say hello to everyone, let's go through some of our station announcements. First of all, we have social links. Check out our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube. Discord for a safe, inclusive space where you can talk about TTRPGs and all sorts of other wonderful things to do with and around the community. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you in one of our 5 viewer games, including this one. We still have spaces before the end of March. We have 2 sets of D&D, including this one. We also have Monsters of the Week, Ryutama, and the Cypher System. So if you want to get involved in any of those games, send me a DM. All of them are geared towards newer players, so you don't have to worry about knowing the system. Lastly, we have YouTube. All of our shows go up on YouTube within the week before the next show, so you can catch this show probably by Thursday or Friday or something, and you can catch up on all the other shows if you like. This is more of a loose collection, though, so it's not essential. If you're tuning in and thinking, oh god, episode 3, I haven't seen the first 2, don't panic. Also, Patreon. We have a Patreon. Our Patreon's doing wonderfully well. We hit our goal of $500. We have held our goal of $500, and we are above our goal of $500. So thank you so much, everyone. We also have a new article on there as of Tuesday, maybe Monday. I can't remember what day of the week it is. Tuesday, I think it was. We put it up. We have another article up there about New Year's resolutions and all that sort of thing. So do go and check it out. Also, thank you Kentucky Hawkeye, giving a reroll to Shana, or the Crafting Muse. I am also starting this week with a reroll from last week, which I didn't manage to use. Thank you. We also have merch. If you want to go and get a crest on your chest, you can do it over on our Redbubble site. I don't think there are any discount codes or anything at the moment, but I'll do a quick check for you. Hey! I don't know what that means. 25% off with member 25 for members only. I don't know what qualifies as a member.
I think if you just have an account, you're a member, right?
I think so. So the code would be member 25.
Anyone can be a member.
Member 25. Oh no, member $25. Again, they're throwing in special keys now. Member $25, $25 will get you 25% discount. That will include my merch as well. We have sponsors. Bird in the Storm Publishing, who create material for D&D and other TTRPGs. You can catch their Clearing the Midnight Wheel module on YouTube at the moment. We played it over Christmas. It was a ton of fun. We also have Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press created the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. V starred in it last season. This season you can catch it tonight, actually, at 10 PM, as we undergo completely legitimate business. So far we've done a drugs run, visited an aquarium planet and played with an octopus, and found some space zombies. It's been wild. We also have some other things down in the panels below. Check out erasavad.com, check out tabletoploot.com and rootinc.com, each of which you can get a 10 to 15% discount. Details on getting the discount is in the panel. And also check out our artist who does pretty nearly all of the posters and overlays. She's also down there in the panels. We have a tweet as well. Every 10 retweets gets us a random potion today. Head over and retweet the tweet so we can tweet and get the potion. And all of the goals do that as well, including the follow the goal, the sub goal. They all trigger a potion for us to use. With that... Oh, hi, Katie. Why don't you take over the stream and introduce everyone? Oh, hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie. You should know me by now. I'm all over the internet. I'm here. And this is Stories to be Told. It's sort of a D&D anthology series, different stories every week that we do with a series of pre-generated characters to welcome in new, old, anywhere in between D&D players who maybe don't get a chance to play D&D a lot. If you're a perma DM maybe, or you're wanting to explore streaming, we welcome you in. So we're going to go around, introduce everybody, say who you are, your pronouns, who you're playing, and their pronouns, and we'll go back around to the interesting facts in just a moment so I can explain that further. But I use she, her pronouns. I always forget to do that. But we can go around to V. What about you?
I was not expecting to go first.
Sorry, I go by my window, and because I don't have the overlay pulled up, so I just go weirdly in a weird order.
That's okay. No, it's like just as you said my name, and I just clicked the window, so shoot. Hi everyone, I'm V, pronouns she, her. I am playing Sheena, the Firbolg Druid, and they, them are awesome. I can't wait to get started today, and that was everything for now, right? Or do you want me to do the 3? We're doing the 3
we'll
things
do the 3 in just a minute. Yeah.
after. Okay, so that's it for me.
What about you, Scott?
Hi, I'm Scott Rohrbach. Scott Rohrbach on Twitter. I have no funny Twitter handle. That's just me. He, him. I am playing. Who am I playing? Am I playing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who are you playing? Yeah.
Avarim. Asimar. Something. We'll see.
What
wanna
about
give-
you? What about you, Angela?
So I want to do this right. It's a wonderful internet neighborhood, with Scrat and the gang. Hello, everybody. I'm Angela at Phoenix24Fem on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, hers pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Harmony, who uses they, them pronouns, who is a tiefling entertainer bard. So expect a lot of songs either well done or very poorly done throughout the session coming from my end.
Well, I think that was very well done, personally. Scrat, what about you?
Oh, hi, my name is Scraticus. You might know me from channels such as the Scraticus Academy.
Oh, that broadcaster voice is back.
I know. I every now and
You've
again.
been listening to Dawn way too much.
Every now and again, I listen to my own voice as well, and it just sounds so squeaky to me that I'm like, yes, I've been hanging around with Donathan.
Yeah, no.
Quite like his voice.
That Jonathan.
You want your
Pry
martini
voice.
shaken or stirred?
I'm gonna clip that and send it to Dawn.
Today I'm playing Daily Irvin. She started off something a bit Gaelic, but do you know what? I actually am quite stuck on the Welsh accent, actually. She's a bit of a fighter. Likes to hit people with many weapons and sometimes holds a shield.
Until she gets mad and throws it away.
And cleans
she
it.
gets mad and throws it away and then polishes it furiously. Yes. That is Daily's go-to day, actually.
That's Daly's daily routine.
It is, actually, yes. Encounter problem, smash problem, get angry at problem, throw shield, finish fighting everything, then polish furiously. That's a standard day in Daily's life.
There were 2 steps after that of just question marks and then one more step of profit.
I just got the church
Profit. So in this game, I have a very interesting system of inspiration that I use that I stole from Eric Vulgaris very proudly. All of you will start with 1 DM inspiration, which is you can use it for advantage. Call it. You have to call it before you use it. I say that, but most of the time I'm nice enough that I'll just go, yeah, use it. I don't care. But try to call it before you use it. So on each of your character sheets, you have 3 facts that I made about this character to sort of give the character some life, to help you in RP situations. If any time you, after you spent your inspiration once, if you invoke these facts, these facets of your character's personality, you can gain inspiration back up to 2 times during the game. So we can go around again in the same order and read off our facts that I've given you. Shayna, you're first.
All right. Well, first of all, I got to say these facts, they still crack me up because they're so me. Loves birds, spends a lot of time during my downtime watching and tracking birds in my journal. Can't be caught compulsively counting things, and prone to humming when worrying.
Avarim, what about you?
Sorry, mute. I am obsessed with my appearance, and I like having very clean teeth and nails. It's really easy to do that when you just chew them off. I like to try talking with different accents. With respect to the people that I meet in my journeys, I love it. It's wonderful. And I carry around a little flute that I like to play, even though I suck at it.
This is gonna be great. I forgot those facts.
Fact
Harmony.
number 2, the accents is really the main reason I chose this character.
This is gonna be great. Harmony, what about you?
I can't help but think like my character just is hearing all of that and is like, the bard will remember this. Especially that last one.
It's
But,
the little
Harmony's-
telltale thing that comes up in the corner.
It's basically
Harmony
that.
will remember
Just in the
this.
corner. My 3 art is well known in their home for renditions of popular folk songs, so I literally have a list set here of songs to improv riff off of. Picks up a piece of inexpensive jewelry everywhere they visit and wears it all. So I imagine my character is just a literal long coat with jewelry and ostentatious like flair everywhere. And when annoyed, they're prone to clutching and unclutching their hands or whatever is closest to them.
Nice.
So this will go well.
Daily, last but not least.
Hello. Well, I get very peculiar about my timing and pacing in fights and battles. Sometimes I treat it like a little bit of a dance. That's my first thing. We've already mentioned the polishing. I like to polish my weapons and armor after my battles. And also, the Welsh fits quite nicely. I guess I'm a little bit like Charlotte Church or something like that, because I'm quite an accomplished singer. But I don't sing very
Charlotte
often.
Church. I haven't heard of her in ages.
Did I just show my age? Did I just do that there? Oh dear.
I mean, we're like the same age,
Yeah,
but
you
still, I
just-
haven't heard her in forever.
You did tip your hand a little bit there, yeah.
Yeah.
I already love this group so much.
It's gonna be great.
If I start breaking into giggles and I can't stop,
You already did. We saw.
let's just say, like it's already started and we haven't even started playing yet.
This is a good group of characters chosen.
Already hit 10 retweets as well.
awesome.
Yes, so let's do that real quick.
Yay!
R1D4. V will be 1, Scott will be 2, Angela will be 3, Scott will be 4. 3, okay. Angela, you will get at some point during this thing, you'll get a potion. Yeah, okay, great. So, we start out, it's a different day, a different week, could even be a different month for Daly and Shayna, but you've picked up some new company along the way in Averum and Harmony. You've been traveling together for just a little bit, and the travels have been pretty easygoing for the most part. You haven't been on a particular journey per se. You aren't on a mission. You haven't found a wanted advertisement or anything. But you found yourself in this forest around you, and it's very strange in the fact that it's dark, even though where you had just come from, it was light as day. It was probably 1 o'clock noon time wise. I mean, the sun was high in the sky. It was shining brightly. But the moment you stepped into this forest, it grew so dark around you that you feel like the shadows could consume you at any moment. It's the darkness is so thick. It's the feeling in the air is thick, as if you could cut it with a knife. It's not hard to breathe. Like you're fine, but it almost feels like it could be hard to breathe at any moment. And you aren't sure where exactly you are. And what's even weirder is that around you, there's no sounds of nature. There's no sounds of bugs buzzing or birds chirping, no sounds of wind blowing. It's complete silence. So could all of you give me a perception check?
I'm starting straight off with a perception check.
Oh, nat 20 right off the bat.
Bam. No. Not me.
No, we're back in roll 20 again. Yep.
It walks into a tree.
So, all of you except Daly, you're sort of taking a moment to look around and, take in your surroundings. And Daly, what would you be doing instead of paying attention, perhaps?
Polishing my shield, of course.
Polishing. Daly takes a moment to stop and sort of, as the rest of you are, pause looking around, Daly is distracted by her shield and making sure it is, the pristine shine that she's used to. So it's the three of you and not Daly that notice that these shadows seem to be moving in closer and closer, almost as if they're consuming you. And Averin, with that nat 20, you'll get a chance to act before everyone rolls initiative as you see a shadow form into what looks like a humanoid shape. You see these right where eyes would be, these red shining sort of beacons of light as it tries to grab at Daly. What would you like to do?
May I sacred flame it?
You can. Yeah, that's a dex save, correct?
I'll click it.
Oh, no. Save. 18. Just makes it.
Okay.
But it is enough to alert Daly of the danger. So Daly does not get attacked. And all of you roll initiative as you watch these shadows around you begin to form and take on humanoid shapes as they begin to attack.
Great.
Oh, it's going to be one of those sorts of days.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Alert but unaware.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I suppose it makes sense with my perception roll.
Katie, you can stop now.
How many are we facing here?
5.
What are you talking about?
We're under attack, dear.
Didn't take long.
Where am I?
What's happening?
Eat first.
Just a second.
Oh dear. Oh wait, what's that again?
Sorry, writing the same. You ever write a word so many times over it looks fake?
Yes.
That just happened to me.
Also, I'm getting the other thing as well. Like, I know this happens to a lot of people. It doesn't happen to me very often. But you know when a dungeon master stops to start calculating things and you just start
You're like-
casually sweating?
What's the
I'm a nervous
highest?
sweat, the one that has like that pungency to it.
Okay, but when it happens in person, when someone rolls, but then there's the moment where the dungeon master is like, huh,
Yes,
I'm gonna
that.
pull out a
that.
calculator for this.
Yeah,
That's
Oh.
the moment where you're like,
No,
well, we're all
no.
dead. We're all dead.
Been nice knowing you. TPK, everyone.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
so first up is one of these shadows forms around you, Shayna, and it's going to just you can't really, I mean, you all know it's there, especially you rolled a fine enough perception check. And it sort of squeezes around these narrow spaces around these trees and tries to wrap around you, and it's going to try to attack you. A 12, does that hit?
No.
Okay, so you feel like it's trying to do something to you, like it's maybe trying to take some of your energy, your life force, but it just can't get a hold of you and you shake it off.
Okay.
The next shadow is going to I think it's going to make a move for Harmony, and it's going to try to do the same thing to them. 21, does that hit?
Oh, that most assuredly hits me.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear. This could go very poorly for me.
Well, it was nice
Oh
to
yes,
have
it
that
did.
harmony.
Most assuredly.
Okay, so you feel what looked like was going to happen to Shayna. You feel it happen to you. You watch the shadow, and all of you see this. The shadow melds around your body, Harmony, sort of like a second skin, and you feel your life force begin to drain, and it begins to
Katie, can
make
I?
you exhausted. You just begin very tired and lethargic. So you're going to take one level of exhaustion.
Katie, may I gift my re-roll to Harmony, please, for this Constitution save? Please,
You sure can.
please roll again.
Nice.
Don't be exhausted in the first 2 minutes.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
Who put the bad juju and rolled 20 today?
I think it's just Scrat's
It's
bad.
me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Okay.
Shayna, and that is your turn now.
I'm so sorry.
These things happen.
Statistically, we were in good there. You know, like.
Yeah.
And what's bad is I remembered to tone these down this time.
To be seen. Thing is, it looks
Yeah.
like we're self-toning ourselves down as well.
So there's one like right on top of me, correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, then I'm going to poison spray the sucker.
Okay.
And that's a DC 14. I'm trying to remember which DC. I want to say, isn't that Constitution? Ah, I had it where it goes. Maybe not. Hold on. Ah.
Well, you won't even have to roll because I'll tell you as you do it, the poison just goes through its shadowy body and nothing happens.
Oh, great. Lovely. Well, it won't work.
So the shadow demon that was on Daily is going to try to make another attack, try to grip at her, probably try to pull her into the shadows alongside it. Does a 12 hit?
Since I'm polishing my shield, I'm going to say that I've got it equipped. So no.
Just like before, it was so distracted by Averum doing it. You know, it's Sacred Flame. I think you're able to dip out of the way now that you've seen the danger, and its claws aren't able to grasp into you. The last shadow is going to try to go toward Averum, and it's going to try to do the same thing. You know, meld onto your body. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Make me a Constitution saving throw. Okay, much like Harmony, you feel this shadow meld onto.
No. Give him my reroll. He's got my reroll.
Okay, you can re-roll that.
No!
Oh!
It is scrap.
It's scrap. We just had to test that actually.
Yeah, okay,
I kid.
what did I do, Eric? What did I do? Huh?
You flew too close to the sun, wanting smooches. That's what it was.
Reinstall Windows 10.
You feel this shadow. It does try to meld to you. It sort of gets so close, but you're able to shake it off, and you hear what you swear is a hiss in your ear as it sort of like flies backwards. And the last other creature that has the matching, whoa, they really all go right on each other. The last creature that has the matching red eyes that sort of attack Daily is going to try to, it's seen that Harmony has been weakened and attacked. It's going to go and try to attack them. So it's going to try to claw out at Harmony. This is a 16 hit?
Wait, did you say were you going for me again?
Yeah, for Harmony. Mm-hmm.
A 16 most definitely hits.
Okay. So it's only going to do 6 points of psychic damage as it you feel these shadowed claws sort of, you know, you're it's hard for you to react. You're so tired and lethargic, and it's going to just slash at you a little bit. And you don't see any reaction. I mean, you don't see your body react anyway. You feel it in your mind.
Upon getting hit a second time, I will just turn to it. Hopefully that goes through and roll 20. I don't know if it's actually... No, it is not... Oh, wait, that's being cast at that level. And I would say, with every season, burn, burn, burn. With every season, burn, burn, burn.
I love it.
As the blood is coming out from and the life force is being drained, I wanted to just turn into like hellfire and to just unleash on the creature that just tried to attack me.
Yeah, you definitely do it. You all see Harmony like sort of light up in flames as they let off this rebuke against this shadow demon.
That's a 14 DC dexterity save for that's 21 damage if it doesn't save.
It just saved.
Okay, so it's 10 fire damage.
So it would be. Did you cast it at second level?
Yes, I believe I'm a tiefling, so we have that naturally.
Okay,
as a
so
trait
it would be
once a day at second
30
level.
points. 30 points of damage, so 15 points of damage.
Oh boy, yeah, that'll do it.
And you see as it does definitely hit and it does some damage. You see it doesn't do as much as you expected it to, but you do get a solid hit on this thing. Okay, Avram, it's your turn. Harmony, you are on deck.
All right. If I use mage armor that I can cast at will, is that going to use my action?
I will let you use it without your action.
Okay, I would like to cast mage armor on myself. That bumps my armor class up from 10 to 12.
Okay.
Yay. And then I will say, look, I do not like being entrapped in this shadowy thing, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast you in the ear.
So you're Eldritch Blasting the one that tried to drain you?
Consume me.
Cool.
And I need to roll.
Yes.
Spell. Where do I roll a spell attack?
Should be in the midsection.
On your main page under attacks, it should be there unless your sheet's
okay.
totally bugged.
Eldritch Blast isn't listed in there, unfortunately. Let me just
Give me
Oh,
2 seconds.
no.
just roll a d20.
Yeah, yeah. we'll
Why
do
is that the one that's not there?
Of all the things for the warlock to not have on their sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, if you do
/R.
/R, it's d20.
I'm very sorry. I don't know why that's
That's
literally.
gonna hit.
I'll
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
that'll
That's
hit.
gonna
But that's
hit.
literally the.
Do you need the breakdown of the spell?
It's 1d10 plus my
Alright, so you have
charisma modifier because I have
Agonizing Blast.
It's not even adding it to the. I may have to remake Avram's sheet after this
It's
game.
cool.
Might
I'll
be a
just
glitch.
add an Eldritch Blast now. I'll do it. I'll do
Okay,
it background.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that definitely hits. If you can roll the damage for me. Nice. And that's force damage, correct?
Yes.
Well, the good thing is you see as you cast a spell, it pushes it off of you, and it takes the whole damage.
Ooh.
It you hear that same familiar hiss in your ear as it sort of wisps away a little bit. Is that all for your turn?
Yeah.
Harmony, it's your turn. Daily, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Daily, and I will make use of, once my sheet stops bugging out. Oh dear, so many things, so many things. I'm going to use, once I can find it, there it is. My Bardic Inspiration to Daily. I will turn to her, and I will say, though blackbirds don't sing in this dead of night, take these lovely words and learn to swing with all your life. Cut them down to pieces with the might that you have now. So I'll do that. So Bardic Inspiration, so you get a d6. And then I will turn to all of them, and I'll try and put a point. I think I have about a range with the spell Shatter. If I can
I'll
catch...
tell both you and Scott right now, because Scrat and V know this. I'm very loose when it comes to, yeah, I do theater of the mind, so I'm very loose when it
Okay,
comes to ranges.
so-
If it makes sense, you can do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna point to a spot that can catch all of them but avoid all of us, and what I'll do is I'll say, "You've seen me, and you feel me, but now you won't touch me, but you'll hear me." And I'll just let a thunderous noise just erupt from that point and hit all of them for, I believe it's 3d8 thunder
Yeah,
damage.
is it a save?
Yes, it is a Constitution saving throw against a 14.
Okay, I will do that for
Yeah.
you.
Constitution saving throw for 3.
Yeah, and I'll definitely say they're all they're in a spot where you could hit them for sure. So one demon makes it. Another demon makes it. I am so
all
sorry.
of the demons make it.
Well, one shadow failed.
One shadow failed.
Okay, one shadow failed. Do they still take half damage?
Yes, they still take half damage.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just me. I just try and inspire Daily to hack things to pieces and just let out thunder echoes around me, and that's my turn.
Okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, you all hear this beautiful Yes, Scrat. That sheet's bugged. It's fixed. It's just a bugged sheet.
It was actually what there's just a couple of small things. The level had 0.3 instead of 3 in it, and it was messing up all the proficiency bonuses and everything. So taking out the decimal point, suddenly the proficiency bonuses come in.
Was that what it was doing?
Yeah, I think it's now working out the spell modifier correctly and everything.
We could
as
go back to
well.
the way it
So
was.
Avram was just burned.
Oh my god, I couldn't figure
He's
it
a
out. Like,
wee one.
it was bugged for me.
Proficiency of 6.
I was gonna say, I was like,
6-year-old.
proficiency of 6.
That's I didn't want to say anything because I thought that was just the thing y'all were doing, but like proficiency should be 2. Like, there's no way they should have that higher.
I didn't even notice the proficiency bonus. I was so busy worried about why that level wasn't working. I was like, well, maybe every now and then Roll20 will bug out on me. I was like, well, maybe that sheet is bugged on me. Oh,
I
thank
think
you
it's
so much.
okay now. I think.
Yeah, it looks
Touch
fine
wood.
to me. It looks right.
I don't have any wood.
moments where mechanical details get superseded by the hilarity and fun of the group.
Yeah.
Does MDF count as
I mean,
wood? I can't.
It didn't hurt anything.
Yes. Sure. Why not?
Oh god, that was killing me. Thank you for fixing that for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they all take they take back to the game. Sorry.
Oh.
They all take the damage, and you see it hits one of them particularly hard. But you do manage to get like decent damage on. They have all now been hit. Daily, it is your turn. You have the D6 inspiration,
Well,
and also your DM inspiration.
I was going to firebolt thinking at their shadows, but Harmony's song inspired me so much that I feel I have to draw my longsword and hack at these creatures with my longsword instead. That's not my character sheet. That's why I'm struggling to find my longsword. There it is. So test slash. Damn it.
Well, that doesn't hit.
It's consistent.
It is. You are consistent for 2 sessions in a row
But wait,
now.
you have a bardic
Actually,
inspiration.
I do.
Oh.
Once
you
I
can-
use it, is it used?
Yeah,
bardic
it's only a
inspiration.
one-time use.
Oh hell, let's do it. Let's roll that now.
Which bard college is it? Valor or Loris?
That's what I was hoping for, just for the hilarity of everything.
Harmony's College of Lore.
Okay.
So does a 10 beat it? Oh my god.
I'm really sorry, honey, but it doesn't.
Okay, well, extra attack.
Oh, pudding.
Do I get that at level 5? Level 3?
You're
No, I
level
don't.
3. You know, you'd get it at level 5.
Yeah, no, nope,
Mm-mm.
no.
I think Daily, is trying to react. Daly's got a heavy shield. Daly's trying to react really quickly, seeing these things happen. And the shatter might even throw your footing off a little bit. You're very particular about how you attack. So your footing's thrown off just a little bit, and you're not able to get a swing on this shadow. Speaking of shadow, the one that was near you, Daily, it is going to, no, not that one, sorry. The one that was near Shayna, it is going to attack.
Of course it is. Yeah.
18?
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Oh yeah.
Give
yeah.
me a constitution saving throw. I'm going to have you all exhausted.
Yeah, you are. Oh,
Not you. You're able to, sort of like Avram was, you feel it melding into your body, trying to drain something from you, but you're able to, get it off of you before it takes any kind of your power. The shadow that was near Harmony, it's going to try to attack you again. 18.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Okay, this time you don't have to roll for it. It's going to do a hit of 4 necrotic damage as you feel it just beginning to drain more of your life. You don't take another level of exhaustion. It's just 4 damage.
Oh dear.
Shayna, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to do Flame Blade as a bonus, right? And then
Yes,
hit
to
it with my
summon.
Flame Blade. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to summon Flame Blade and then attack the one nearest me with the Flame Blade.
Okay. That hits.
Awesome. All right, let's get some damage in here. Maybe.
What kind of damage is that?
It is fire.
Okay, you do make a solid hit. It sort of slashes through the shadow a little bit, but you see it meld back together as it didn't seem to do as much damage as you thought it would. You're getting the sense that maybe they're resistant to fire.
Okay.
But yeah, anything else for your turn?
No, that's gonna be it for me.
Okay. The shadow demon that was closest to Daily, it's going to try to claw at you again. 18.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
You don't sound happy about it. You take 6 points of damage as you feel the psychic energy.
I assume my hit points from last week are restored.
Yes.
Oh, good, because otherwise I had 4.
You all start with a fresh. Everything's fresh.
Thank you.
And then another shadow, the one that was, I think there was one close to Averum. It's going to try to attack Averum with a 17. You have not taken a level of exhaustion, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You manage to shake off once again. It's not able to get its hold on you as it's trying to sort of meld to your body. It's able to, you're able to push it off and overcome this tiredness that it's trying to make you feel. And then the shadow demon that tried to attack you too. There's 2 on you. It's going to try to slash out at you. 22?
Yeah.
6 points of psychic damage as you feel the pain go through your mind. You probably had worse, but it's not the most pleasant feeling. And it is your turn, Averum, and Harmony, you're on deck.
All right. I think my best bet is still a. I'm going to take out my pipe, and I met this other warlock that I really like, and he would spin his sword around, and the blast would come out right out the base of his sword, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast this guy again.
That's 2 times you've mocked us, you know.
Can I do it a third? Do I get a bonus?
You're going for yeah, that hits.
Okay.
No, you hit Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was trying to get damage. It's not rolling.
That's fine.
In the chat box, click on the word Eldritch Blast rather than the.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, that's nearly max damage, isn't it?
I get my charisma modifier.
It is still nearly max damage.
So yeah,
It's
I rolled
decent
an
damage.
8 out of 10. So
Nice.
This Eldritch Blast, what does it look like? Because it completely destroys the shadow demon. So what does it look like? You hear this off-key, high-pitched, windy, whistling noise, but it all leads to you seeing this long, inky black, necrotic, tentacly looking force come from this flute as it wraps around this shadow, and it's almost like the shadow has form suddenly as it squeezes it tight and the shadow dissipates in front of your eyes. Harmony, it's your turn. There's still one of those like shadow demon creatures left, and there's 3 shadows. And Daily's on deck.
So there's still 3 creatures. So there's 3
4
creatures
total.
threatening us. 4 total,
4
but
total,
3.
yes.
So
3
there's
just
the-
regular shadows that don't really have a form, but then there's one of those that had attacked Daily first that has sort of the bright red eyes that more looks like a humanoid. That seems to be the tougher creature, yeah.
Hmm.
And that's one of those is what Averum just killed.
Okay. As a dual use for Bardic Inspiration to Daily and also a Cure Wounds for myself. Hopefully that works. Yeah. Sorry, just doing one song for 2 different things. I say, let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to their hearts.
Yes, so
I'm heal 10 for myself because I'm hurting a little bit, and Daily has another Bardic Inspiration for use.
Nice. That it for your turn?
That will be it for my turn. That's my action, bonus, and everything.
Yeah, correct. Because Cure Wounds is full action. Yeah. Daily, your turn.
Rush forward again. This time trying to go with the timing of the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on my heel and cross slash with my longsword.
Oh! Which one are you attacking? The demon-looking one or a regular shadow?
The demon-looking one.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. Nice.
How about thee?
Yeah, how do you slash this creature?
Just like that. Turn on my heel, slash downwards, and you know what? Hell, I'm action surging and slashing back across the other way.
Okay, yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, give me some damage.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you completely slash this, and you do a good amount of damage onto another shadow. So there's still 3 shadows left, but both of the demon creatures are down. These shadow, not really humanoid shape, sort of like just, masses of shadow, are still floating around. You get the sense they don't really have any sentience about them. They're just attacking blindly. They're just there to steal your energy, basically. Is that all for your turn, Daily?
Yes, no, I've used everything I can use now.
Yeah, then I think it's going to take another attack on someone it hasn't gotten to drain yet. It's going to go after Shayna. 14 hit?
That'll
hit.
In response to that,
Uh-huh.
I am going to use I think I have this. Yes, hopefully this works.
Yeah.
Cutting words. To try, I'll use up a bardic inspiration, and as a reaction, I'll try and reduce the attack roll that they got.
Okay. Yeah, roll it for me. A D6.
Okay. Please roll decently for me, please. That's 5. So
Oh, yeah, that doesn't hit.
It absolutely won't hit me now. Nope.
Yeah, it just it's not able. It melds in with another shadow. It sort of takes the form of another one and goes around you, and isn't able to get.
You just sort of hear my voice echinate in a slightly demonic tone that, oddly enough, sounds very similar to the off-key flute playing that I heard earlier. And I just sort of stare at Averum while doing it. I'm just like, see what you did.
Not magical, but I'm happy to provide inspiration.
I love it. The shadow that one melded with is going to try to go after you, Harmony, since it's already made you tired, but it's going to try to get a little bit of revenge on you. 19.
That's most assuredly going to hit.
Yeah, you'll take 4 points of necrotic damage as you just sort of feel it drain a little bit more from you. Shayna, it's your turn.
I still have that ghosty on me, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's just hanging on you at this point. It's not really getting anything done.
So this is the same one I fought with poison and fire, correct?
Yes, and both of them you've noticed have poison. It was completely no damage. Fire, not as much damage. Yeah.
At this point, I think I'm just so annoyed. I'm gonna whack it with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
If roll 20 will. There we go.
That just hits.
Lovely. All right, you little SOB. Let's get off my shoulders now. 2 points damage. Oh God. You do sort of hit stuck on me. It's kind of like, yeah. You hit back with your quarterstaff a little bit, and it breaks the shadow enough that it does let go of you. It sort of like wisps away back. But you're able to get it off of your shoulders a little bit. Anything else for your turn? I'm going to do my bonus action of Hidden Step and go invisible-like.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Give me a give me a stealth roll, okay. Just to see. Yeah, we're gonna see how you're hidden regardless. We're gonna see how hidden you are.
Yeah, it's not a strong suit for me.
You're still hidden, especially from the shadows. They don't have the bet. They have a passive perception of 10. If this was a regular thing, you'd be seen, but because you're using your passive ability, you're good.
Okay, can I then move further away from them?
Yes, of course. Mhm.
without engaging anything?
Yeah. You're fine
Okay.
because you're
So
invisible.
I'm gonna fall back a little bit then.
Okay. The last shadow is going to try to drain Averum again. A 12? It just hits, right?
Yes.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, wait, I used my reaction. Yeah.
It finally gets a hold of you, Avram. You had been fighting it for so long, and you feel as this shadow like wraps itself around you, and just squeezes really tighter than you would think something without a substantial form would, and exactly, and you feel your strength begin to leave you a little bit, and you're gonna take 1 level of exhaustion. But it is your turn.
To go back, when I drained that last one to 0, I believe I should get 6 temporary hit points because I have Dark One's Blessing.
Okay, awesome.
All right, I'll add that.
Yeah.
It's Eldritch Blast seems to be working. I don't care if anybody thinks it's just used too much. Too bad.
Yeah, that
Yes,
100% hits.
Anyone who says that fundamentally does not understand a warlock and how valuable
You
that
got it.
creature
You
is.
use it. Yeah.
I got it.
Then you use it.
Yeah, Avram, how do you destroy this shadow?
How do I destroy this shadow? Okay. Oh, I'm trying to get the accent. Yes, it's the accent. I am going to mime him to death. I'm going to say, you are blocked inside a glass cube. And I squish it, and then you go.
That I don't know if you're going for that, but that's such kids
No,
in the
it was
hall.
supposed to be
I
French,
squish your
and it
head.
just fell into Eastern European. It's sorry.
I just remember the kids in the hall skit where he's like, "I'm squishing your head, squishing your head." I remember that. Yeah, you do. You watch as the same thing from before. You know, the necrotic sort of tentacly like Eldritch Blast comes from Averum, but it wraps around this creature, this shadowed form, and sort of what it was doing to Averum, squishing Averum, it does the same thing to the shadow until it gets so tight that the shadow just dissipates into a burst. Is that all for your turn, Averum?
Yes, and I get another 6 hit points.
Yes. Harmony, your turn.
Love the magic energy.
Because magic is something I'm slightly trying to preserve, I am just going to finally pull out this very long ornate. It looks like it has a ton of like almost like necklace, like the chains that help connect like a necklace, like the centerpiece to a necklace, wrapped around the hilt and the pommel of it, and just try and take a stab at whatever the closest creature to me is.
Yeah, you're
that isn't an ally. Because I have to add that clarification, because the entire time like Avram's been doing any of these sounds and miming as a performer, Harmony is just looking at him like
you definitely hit.
Oh boy. Oh wow, I actually really hit.
Yeah, you really hit. Okay.
But I am dealing with a similar problem as Shayna. It's doink.
You pierce through this shadow, and it's sort of like it where your rapier goes through it. It leaves this big hole, and you can see that this shadow is beginning to not be able to hold itself together well. It's looking way off, not as good as the other one is. The other one looks like it's a whole creature, whereas this one is like barely being able to form back after you've stabbed it. Is there anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna call that good for my turn.
Okay. Daily, it is your turn.
Well, I'm still stabbing. That demon's still up, isn't it?
No, you killed the demon.
Oh, I killed
You
it?
have just two. You have two regular shadows. Yeah, the
Oh, I
demon's
see. Oh, well, in that case, I stab at the demon. No, I don't. I guess I'll rush over to one of the shadows then, I guess.
Yeah. You have one that Harmony just stabbed that looks like it is maybe one hit will take it down. And then one that looks pretty solid. It might need a couple hits, but one of them looks rough. That's a really hard thinking face.
I'm gonna run towards the one that looks mostly up.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to slash it. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
Yeah.
In one hit, Daily, you take that one down.
Oh.
So this is less of an attack. Daily sort of drops form for a second, and rather than dancing, this is like a rugby tackle with a sword in it. Ah!
That's a new one.
But it works, and the shadow dissipates. Like as you run your sword through it, Daily, you're just running through mist, but it's gone. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
There's one shadow left, and it's right next to you, Daily, and it's going to try to drain you. A 20 hits. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You don't have a level of exhaustion, correct? Daily.
I do not.
Okay, give me that save.
Oh.
Good. It does try to meld around you, but I think you're just flailing about. You know, you sort of let your guard down for a minute.
I'm still running, maybe?
Yeah, you're still like, ah!
Nope.
Yeah, you're completely able to avoid this shadow draining any of your energy. But
You
Shayna, it
successfully
is your turn.
Zoidberged out of the way.
Yeah.
That's exactly the imagery I just got in my head.
Yep.
Okay, so we just have that one little shadow left, right?
Yeah, and this is the one that Harmony stabbed real good.
All right, I'm gonna toss in my inspiration to make sure this one takes, and then I'm gonna do my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And hello, Dolly. I'm going to
More than 2.
play a little baseball. Batter up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Describe how there's not much left of this shadow, but give me a good killing scene.
Well, basically, I was still in my invisible self form, so you don't even see me coming, literally. And all of a sudden, you just see me swinging, batter up, swinging around, and I knock that little sucker clear into Kingdom Come, and you don't see it once it's gone.
It's gone. It's like you would think it would dissipate, but even if there was a little bit of solidity there, Shayna is able to knock it.
Shayna's pissed.
But yeah, you're out of initiative now. I believe 2 of you have levels of exhaustion, just 1 level of exhaustion. But as you look around, it's still dark here, and it's still very tense in the air. It doesn't seem to be like a good place you would want to be. But it doesn't seem as dangerous as it was, if that makes sense. There doesn't seem to be such a threat on your back. You don't seem to have that breathing down your neck as you did before. But it's still a very off-putting area. But you're still on the path that you were traveling. The path still leads through this forest straight.
Okay.
Would you guys like to take a short rest? Get rid of your exhaustion. I'll allow a short rest. We'll get rid of this level of exhaustion. Roll temp HP, or roll not temp HP. Roll hit dice, that kind of thing. And we can consider that if you'd like to continue down the path, I'll consider that a short rest as well. It'll take about an hour, 45 minutes down the path.
Daily would like to sit down, if you don't mind. She's getting her polish out. She needs to polish all of her armor. And that's what she'll be doing now.
That's the 5th time you've polished that shield today.
We just had a fight.
Good point.
Take your
Oh, you don't want
inspiration.
shadow on your shield. That's just. Oh.
Is there anything shiny left over from the shadow demons, or of their remains, or anything?
There's not. This is it's just a forested area. It's very, when you entered this forest together, it did automatically like go dark. And nothing has changed. It's you're still on the path though. And Shayna, give me a survival roll.
Okie dokie. How's that?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. You do know that this path leads to it's not as if it's somewhere you need to go. None of you are on like a specific mission, but you know that this path leads to a bustling city, sort of a thoroughfare for travelers called Baywood.
Well, if we keep going down yonder this path, we're going to end up in that nice little town of Baywood. If that piques any of your interests.
I would be more than happy to carry on. Outside of, the parts of my body that were internal, that are now external, things seem pretty okay so far. And it's a little bit of a song to keep people going. For anyone who is choosing to spend hit dice, Harmony, they will just sort of pull out of nowhere, like they have so much jewelry and like weird ornate shiny stuff on them that you don't understand quite where a rapier or a lute, more importantly, was present on their
Mary
body,
Poppins
but
pockets.
it's very much a Mary Poppins like long flowy performer's coat, but they pull out a lute, they just start strumming it, and he says, "Oh please, 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 let us find what we want this time." And that'll add, for anyone who spends hit dice healing with a short rest, including myself, that's 2 more health hit points that you restore to the Song of Rest.
And we can definitely, to speed things up, we'll say that you also, either you're not doing anything hard during this journey, you're just walking if you want to. So if you want to consider this a short rest, also I'll completely allow it, and it will also get rid of your exhaustion. But great. Is that what the consensus is? You're going to continue traveling down this path to this city that Shayna knows?
Dayla will stop to polish, but she'll catch up.
Oh goodness. So you travel for about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, because you're waiting for Daly to catch up.
Can I pick up Daly and just kind of like carry her?
Yeah, for sure.
No, you cannot. You'll find I'm stronger than you.
I'm taller than you.
I don't know. It might actually be even. Furbolg versus a fighter might be a little even if it is an elvish fighter.
I'm not one to say I don't like forest. I don't like this forest. You can clean while I carry. It's effective. It's efficient.
How can I efficiently rest my shield against something to give it a good polishing if I'm resting on you?
If I carry you in front of me?
Well, she can flop you over her shoulder. I'll hold the shield behind her, and you can polish away.
Oh, no, this is not acceptable.
They will not be throwing anything over their shoulders, first of all.
Look, you
It's an option.
I'm very quick at polishing, I'll have you know. So just give me a second, and I'll catch up with you.
Harmony throughout this entire thing is making a super demonic bird voice happening from her throat and just like calling out to the creatures outside, just sort of saying hello to the to see if there's any more shadow demons or creatures. It's like, well, that was really terrible, but
Shayna's gonna turn around. That they're over there. That's a spotted magpie. Did you know that? They're quite friendly. They like shiny objects. You might have a chance with them.
Take your inspiration.
Thong like a spotted magpie. Trust me. No.
You're not Harmony. You're not getting any kind of response from there. But even though Shayna pointed out that spotted magpie, there's no noise coming from it. You can see it. It's moving. It's acting like a regular bird. There's still no noise in this forest. Like the only noise you can hear is every now and then one of you might, on the path there might be a couple of sticks or something you crunch underneath your boot. But besides your own breathing, there's no noise in this forest. And that's the most sort of unconcerning thing about this forest. It's very odd. But about 45 minutes to an hour later, you move past this area and you come out to this city. And Shayna, you remember you've only been to Baywood as it was as a thoroughfare for adventurers. You know, it sort of had like it's sort of traditional tavern and inn, and it had like some general stores, you know, that kind of thing. And you remember it being a very small town with one just long main street where all the stores were. There were a couple of farms out in the distance. No one really lived in Baywood is the thing. Like it was just, you know, I'm just here for a little bit of a time. Even if they've been there for 15 years, they're just there for a little bit of time. You know, it's that kind of place. But as you come out, Shayna, this is not the Baywood that you remember. One, there's no sun shining ahead. It's like the darkness from the forest followed you. And it's abandoned. It is, windows are broken. Some of the shops are boarded up. In the distance, the farms that you remember seem to be smoldering a little bit. A little bit of smoke still rising. You're not sure how long it has been. But what sticks out to the other three of you besides Shayna, and Shayna, it's still odd to you, but you're used to it because you've been to Baywood before, is that on each of these buildings, gears and wires line these buildings. Shayna, you remember this being a city that ran on a technology that was new to you at the time. It was sort of this technology that was powered by a wizard that used magic stones to keep the lights on, to keep things running. And it used a lot of them, but it was what drew a lot of people to Baywood. But the rest of you, you're not familiar with these sort of gears and wires that run along these buildings through holes between them. But Shayna, to you, it's just weird that the gears aren't turning. And last time you were here, the gears were turning. You know, this was a bustling thoroughfare. And at the end of it, you know, this long street in the middle, you see what you remember to be the tavern, and it's the large 2-story building, but now it's broken down. There's a hanging sign there. And this long road is probably about a mile or two. Like there's a ton of stores now. It sort of looks like a tourist trap. I think that's the best way to describe it. I think of, I don't know if Scrap may not know this, but like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that sort of long tourist things of like where you have different liquor stores, touristy things, all these kind of things. Like it looks like that kind of thing.
It's kind of like Portobello.
Yes.
Scraticus furiously Googles.
think Portobello Road in London.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Oh, I thought you were referring to something like...
Not the mushroom, as in, you know.
I didn't know what you were
Scrat, Scrat. Think Wall Drug in southwest South Dakota. You would know that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Sure.
This just turned into a sidebar of just fucking with, or we're just messing with Scrat.
Sorry.
We're playing geography.
I'll get my own back. I'll start bringing up
Yeah,
the British slang.
Portobello, that is actually perfect. That's sort of what it is. It's a very touristy kind of place. But, I mean, for people who knew this city, they knew where it had things they needed. They knew where to go.
Is it normally this dark and dreary here, Shayna?
No, and the power's out too. And I'm going to point to the gears and stuff. They used to have this nice little rigging system where those would do things, and there'd be, you know, lights and things happening because of it. But
well, like this, and
right.
I just try and just make like using thaumaturgy, just very light little like flickers of what I associate with light, which is more like torch lights or like lantern kind of lights, like that.
If you amp it up by about 20 times, yes.
I don't think I have a song strong enough for that yet.
Yeah, no, this is a different type of magical base than what you and I could even do. So either something's happened with the wizard and he adios this place, or something has happened to the entire place itself.
I think we should follow the wires to the engineering center of this town. Who's with me? I follow the wires, and I have city secrets, so I can move twice as fast with the party through this town to find where these wires emanate from.
That sounds most appealing. Well, let's do that then, and maybe on the way we'll find the wizard.
So we're off to see the wizard?
The wonderful
wonderful
wizard. Whatever this place is.
Avram, you lead the group through this city, taking lead. And as you are, Harmony, roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Let me pull that one up. That is a 21.
You're sort of pulled back a little bit. Your distraction is taken by, you see what looks like a package sitting in an old like garbage can, but outside of what looks like what was a general store.
Does anybody else see that?
When you point it out, they'll all see it, but it catches your attention first.
So it's a package. Did you
Just
say
a
in
small
a trash
package.
can?
Yeah, it's sort of like it's been thrown haphazardly in there. You can go and pull it out and investigate it. From where you see, it looks like it maybe been unfurled a little bit, but it's mostly still wrapped.
This is one of those leftover package situations at the airport. Everybody has evacuated town.
It's like you're supposed to report these things. You're supposed to like let the authorities know, and they deal with it. And they bring out the little robot, and they do the thing, and then it gets.
That's us.
Well, we're pretty authoritative. Authoritative. No, that doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah. There's many things that aren't right now. Could I do detect magic on this just to be sure?
Yeah, you can cast detect magic.
Let's go for that.
Yeah, as soon as you do, and all of you see this, it lights up. It glows. It's not a color you recognize though, but you sort of realize that it's because inside of it seems to be something transformative, and probably like a potion or something.
Shayna, you've been traveling with Daly for a little while now. Are you keeping one eye on her?
I have my quarterstaff out and like blocking her as much as possible at this point.
I've drawn my hatchet.
No, God.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a no. That whatever that is magical. But I'm looking at you, Daly. No.
Oh, but
Harmony's already walking like immediately towards the package while Shayna's.
careful. It could be dangerous.
Don't let her drink it.
Are you taking
has
it
a
out of the
habit of
garbage
drinking.
can? As you take it out, it is sort of halfway wrapped. You can tell like maybe someone opened it, didn't want it, threw it away. Maybe they were in a hurry or something. You're not sure. And it is a small sort of cylindrical package that was wrapped with twine. But you can see, like if you look into it, Harmony, it's this sort of, I can't remember, graduated cylinder, I think, sort of shape, rather large, about this big, with a very thin, deep blue, foggy liquid inside of it. And it's corked.
You're gonna drink that, aren't you?
Can I help them with an Arcana check, perhaps?
Ooh.
If you would like to roll an Arcana check, Harmony, you'll have advantage if Avram helps you.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see what that gets me.
Ooh, nat 20.
Oh, that advantage was really needed.
Yeah, you take the cork out, you smell it, both of you do, sort of wafting the smell. It smells very musty, like sweat, sort of. It's not a pleasant smell by any means. But Avram, you've smelled this before. This kind of smell comes from a plant that makes you immune to poison. but you're not sure if it would have any adverse reactions. You're not that sure of it. You just know that it would 100. It's not harmful. You know the reactions won't be harmful. They may not be pleasant, but it would make you immune to poison.
Well, I've had worse probably spilled on me before in the bar I played at. Can't imagine this would be that terrible. Oh well.
Okay.
We got 2 of them now.
Well, I mean, last time Daly grew a tail, which by the way
Yeah.
is gone, but
I was gonna say we have that
Daly
little
did grow a
accessory.
tail last time. Harmony, you taste this potion, and it tastes how it smells. It's very musty, sweaty, salty tasting. And you are immune to poison for 24 hours. No
What?
damage whatsoever. But you feel this tightness beginning to form in your mouth. You feel your tongue begin to tingle. And it's almost like you can't hold your tongue in your mouth anymore. And as it pushes out past your mouth, all of you see this as your tongue lengthens to about 6 feet long.
Oh no,
I love this list so much.
that ain't right.
Well,
Do you have proficiency in whip?
I've heard of tongue lashing, but this is a whole new.
well, at least we have one single thing that we can be thankful for. Is that now there will be 2 of us who cannot perform instead of just one of us. And I stare over at Avram.
Maybe you should, I don't know, wrap that around your neck like a scarf or something.
Around
Oh,
my neck?
Joke, I can
And I
make right
can't
now.
breathe and I have a 6-foot-long tongue. What am I supposed to do with no breathing and a 6-foot-long tongue?
I don't mean look tightly. I mean sort of like a fashionable, you know.
Like an
tongue
infinity
scarf.
scarf. An infinity scarf.
Should we find a pub? I need a drink.
Well, we could go and check out the tavern and see if there's anything there.
I mean, after this, I'm so something is needed. Well,
Would you like a handkerchief, maybe?
that would be most incredibly appreciated.
I'm gonna pass over like this very pretty little lacy handkerchief. Here, you can keep this. This is for you. You need it more than anyone.
I don't even try and use it at first. I try and check it to see if it has any like little things on it and any little shiny things, and try and like get them out of the threading, and then put those around me first. And then halfway through, I remember, all right. Okay.
As you follow Avram toward the end of this long path, Shayna, you remember this tavern. It was known as Grimm's Tavern, but that's not what catches your attention. Even the smoldering farms in the distance don't catch your attention as much as what looks like miles away. You see this tall field of corn, and it's sort of swaying in the wind back and forth. But in the middle, what you think is the middle, you see this huge beacon of light that's shining straight up toward the sky, that's shining so bright that it's cutting through the darkness that surrounds this town. And that's new, Shayna. Like, that was never the field of corn. Yet these, depending on the season you were in Baywood, it was different crops. But the fields there normal. But this beacon of light, that you have no idea what that is. None of you do.
Well, now that's more akin to the type of light I was talking about before, but far more concentrated because that's a new one.
It would appear as though there are some suspicious occurrences happening around this town.
I'd agree, and I'm gonna be like doing this. Yeah, you're right. Yep, yeah.
Is this beacon of light anywhere in the direction of these wires?
So, Avram, I will roll a perception check for me. We'll just see how much you can see about these wires. Oh, yeah. So you can see that the wires led to the tavern. There's nothing broken about them. They're still all connected. And Shayna, you knew that the wizard worked out of the tavern on the second story. He had like an office there. That was where his lab was. But there's nothing that seems like they shouldn't be working, except that maybe there's no power source. You know, it's an empty, deserted town. But you're not sure, Avram. But you do see where they do lead. They lead toward the tavern.
Well, we could always go and check out the wizard's office and see if we might get some ideas there.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But also getting a pint makes a lot of sense to me too.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
I would also agree with our most repetitive and cleanliness-oriented party member that is a good idea.
Yes.
What they said.
They basically are agreeing with the idea of getting some to drink because they would like to see if maybe that might help their tongue issue.
Yeah. Do you head into the tavern?
Yes.
Just to get away from that.
Very quick question. This is a ridiculous question, but I have to ask it. Is the tongue, like, strong enough to, like, hold things now, or is it still just...
like a monkey! Like a monkey tail!
A normal tongue that's just 6 feet long, apparently.
Angela, roll me a d20. 10 or plus, 10 up, it'll be like it can hold things. Under, it will just be a regular tongue.
Right now, it's a party!
Whatever you want it to do.
So so as
I've
you're
never
walking
been
over,
so excited by a nat 20.
so while this is all happening, like Harmony is like sort of just pretty blasé about this whole like, well, I have a very long tongue thing. This happens, and is now like reaching into one of their like robe pockets, just digging around, pulling out the lute and seeing if they could like hold it out and just pluck strings and do different chord shapes as a result of it. It's like, I could work with this.
Really need a drink.
Yeah, you go into the tavern and
It brings a whole new meaning to the word mouth harp.
Well, it's a whole new set of performance skills, that's for sure.
Oh no, V!
We're not going there. Go to the pub.
Someone had to. Someone had to do.
I am in the pub. I'm going behind the bar.
Harmony hears that and is like entirely like it goes over their head. They're just like, what?
As you go inside, Shayna, you remember this tavern used to be, you know, it's sort of a bustling place. I used to have beautiful hardwood furniture, you know, tables and chairs, and a stage where a bard performed. Used to have beautiful curtains. There was a grand staircase that went upstairs to where this wizard was. But it's all dusty and torn down now, as if like maybe at some point looters came through, took what they wanted. The furniture's cracked and destroyed. The bar itself, there are broken bottles behind it on the wall where what used to be, you know, a display of different sorts of liquors and alcohols. They're all destroyed or missing. The curtains on the stage have been ripped down. It's definitely not what you remember. It's pretty sad looking.
That's all very nice, but is there any beer? Let's go and get a look in the cellar.
You can't even, there's not even the smell of, you know, rye here, of hops or anything. Like, it's completely just musty and dusty. You can go look for sure.
Yeah. I'd like to go and look for an old untapped keg hiding around down there somewhere.
Yeah. Daly goes downstairs. Anyone else going with her?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What about you, Shayna? Where are you going?
I'll probably be taking up the back end of things and just kind of looking things over more closely since I know it, to see if anything's kind of tipping me off.
Yeah,
So,
you definitely remember that his name was Minorum the Magnificent.
Menorah?
Minorum.
Minorum, okay.
Yeah, Minorim.
Okay.
And you know that he had an office that he kept on the top floor. But the other three, you go downstairs. There are a couple of kegs here. Some of them, and they're labeled. Like some of them have like pickles. One of them has the label beans. One of them is definitely labeled ale. And that one can be tapped if you wanted to daily.
Give me 1 second while I just separate character knowledge from player knowledge. No, I don't have any skills in beer, so I'll. Avram came down with me. Was it just Avram? Sorry.
And Harmony.
And
Abram
Harmony.
and Harmony.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is quite heavy. It's got something in it. Now, I remember them bartenders and things. They did things with the beer, but I don't know what. Do we just crack it open and have a drink?
After the last drink that someone in the party had, I think I'll pass.
Are you saying that me having this drink was a terrible outcome? Are you saying that something else that is not so great might arise from drinking from that tap?
If you want to try it.
What's life without a little bit of fun?
A really long tongue, that's what it is.
I mean, I have a new means of playing my instrument, so I don't see what you're complaining about.
Well, go nuts, go nuts. They first?
Yeah. Well, begin actually, I have an idea. I would like to, because I still have a couple of spell slots, I would like to
Yeah.
call out
You
my unseen servant.
Does your unseen servant have a name?
Mortimer.
I just ask because mine's always Jeremy for some reason. I don't know why.
My unseen servant is Mortimer.
You bring out Mortimer, and you're gonna have Mortimer tap the keg. Mortimer finds there are the
away from it just in case.
the
Like,
appropriate
Mortimer.
pools are down here. You get the senses, where the majority of the kegs were stored for the evenings. And Mortimer taps the keg, no problem.
Mortimer the Splendiferous, you have once again served me well. You may bow, and I make Mortimer bow.
Mortimer bows for sure.
Except
How do
I'm
we
doing
know?
this
How
gesture,
do
but
we
my
know if it
tongue is
bows?
also flipping around to make that similar gesture.
Oh no!
Unseen bow.
Unseen bow. Well.
All right.
There are a couple of glasses, what do you call them? Steins down here. They're dusty. You'd probably need to rub them off on your shirt, get a little bit of the dust out. But there are a couple of Steins down here.
I knew I liked this town. I go get a stein, and I take a large drink.
It's ale. It's old ale. But it's not the worst thing you've ever drank. It's definitely not going to give you a 6-foot tongue.
Just we all know, right?
Sorry,
it's
V.
not been aired. It's not been tapped. It's
It's not
old,
good. But
this
it
hurts me. As a barman, it hurts me.
I know you are such an alcohol snob.
I really am.
It's on this side of skunked.
Yeah. It 100%. It's not. It's probably not the worst thing you've had being an adventurer. Honestly, you've probably drank worse. But it's not good. It is not good whatsoever. And the smell is strong. Like the alcohol hits your nostrils and it clears them.
You see, Abram, the goal, the key in thumbications is to feign courage and then make someone else do it first.
Well done. All right, let's get out of here.
As soon as I smell that, I'm just like, nope.
Upstairs is Shayna. Where were you going?
I would have been standing at the top of the stairs, keeping an eye on the general area to make sure there's no ambushing type stuff happening.
This town is completely deserted. The good thing is that it's not as silent as it was in the forest. You can still you can hear, even in here, because it is relatively quiet. You can hear the crops in the fields, brushing against each other with the wind blowing. You can hear birds chirping above you outside. You can hear the creak of the old wood here in this tavern, but you don't hear any kind of noise of an ambush.
Okay. Do I hear what's happening down there?
Oh yeah, you definitely hear.
Then I'll just be like chuckling to myself when I hear the spit take happening, because can I do that be the case?
Nothing
Harmony
ventured.
Harmony just walks up to you and just stares, like deadpan look, and just says, "Got him." Just keeps going.
I like that bard.
Yeah, you're in this tavern by yourself. Abram's playing their flute.
Just doing
Tail
my...
just curls up.
All right, let's head upstairs.
Let's
Let's head
get
upstairs. Upstairs, up, go.
Okay, I guess.
Go.
Head upstairs.
Yeah, as the group heads upstairs, Shayna, you know which office was Minoram's. And it's the door is sort of. I don't want it to seem suspicious to you. The door is open, but it's just been open over the years. There's nothing out of place about it. And as you walk in, you can see the rows and rows of books in different languages that line the bookcases. There's tons of papers all over this desk with sort of different alchemical drawings and symbols.
Now I have a question. Would you consider these drawings and such as part of a language?
No, they're purely
No.
scientific.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
not a language. It's mostly the alchemical symbols for different components, things like that. And it's his work that led. It's like the components that made up his work for the way he powered the city. And you can tell that because there are schematics drawn of the gears and the wires and it all sort of leads back to this. You can tell looking through everything that everything sort of makes its way back to this crystal. You see this crystal drawn in a lot of these schematics and these papers and things like that. And in everything that you're reading, you sort of get the sense that with the words you're seeing, you're seeing the word need and running low, that kind of thing about it. You get the sense that that's something that Minoram needed and didn't have enough of and didn't know where to get more of.
All right, so he ran out of crystals. We need to find more crystals, probably. If things were to get back into track here is what all this is about then.
He's a wizard. Can't he just make more crystals?
Well, clearly not if he was saying he needed them and he wasn't producing them. But, do I see anything regarding the pillar of light in the cornfield?
You don't. You do see over in the corner what looks like a furnace. And it's huge. This thing is probably about 40 to 50 feet around. It's huge in the corner. And sitting above it, there's charcoal in it where it had been burning before, where the logs had come out. And sitting above it is this big ring where you get the sense that that's where the crystals that he had were put to light because you see the wires feeding out from this furnace and going into the ceiling of this room. And like Avram had seen, you know, all the wires coalesced into the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
So are there empty spaces at the ends of the wires where crystals would have been?
Yes, they all seem to coalesce into like this big ring in the top of this furnace where it looks like the heat from the furnace lit up the crystal, and that's what powered all of these wires.
Can I do an Arcana check inside the furnace?
You don't need to. There was nothing inside the furnace but just where they had burned wood.
Oh, okay.
All
I was
that
also
there's
about to
like
ask,
old
were you
charcoal
gonna
and
stick
stuff.
your head in the furnace?
What now?
That never ends. I was
I
about
was gonna
to
say,
ask.
something in the furnace is never a good thing.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Wait, how were you checking?
Open the
for-
door.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, are you
Yeah,
going full on head into furnace? Because that
You
You
never
don't
don't
hear
happened.
it. Skeleton of Minorum.
But if you would like to, if you'd like to roll an Arcana check to actually check like the ring for any residue, I would allow that.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. Okay. Trying to think of how much that would give you. So you, Avram, you run your fingers along this ring, and there's a little bit of sort of residue left. And as it touches your skin and you pull away, it begins to glow bright as it comes in contact with your body heat. And you recognize this as ultralight. It is a magical crystal that you know, it's a very big source of power in magical communities. It's banned in a lot of magical communities. It's something that a lot of arcanists fight over because it can make magic a lot stronger than it's supposed to, but it also makes magic wilder than it's supposed to. And you all see as it glows for just a couple of seconds on Avram's fingertips and then burns out.
Could I gather up some of the dust in a pouch or something?
Of course, yeah. How much? You just want to gather up all that's there?
Yeah, sure.
Also, Avram, do you explain like what the substance is to all of us, or is that something that we would all know just based off of like Avram being able to find out about it?
Well, I think well, I don't know. I have heard, I've never seen this stuff myself, but I've heard that this kind of crystal can augment and amplify magical powers. I wonder what that light thing out in the cornfield, what's at the base of that, you know? A pot of gold or...
You're saying it amplifies powers, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's amplification right over there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not normal.
No. I say we check it out.
Agreed.
Get along.
Unless
Doggy. Woo!
You want to drink some more of that ale there?
Immediate regret as he begins to drink it down. It's like has it and then remembers what it was, and it's like
Anything else you all wanted to accomplish in the tavern before you headed out? 'Cause I assume you're heading to the cornfield. That's what I assumed the consensus was.
Daly was continuing to look around for something else, but she couldn't find anything.
Yeah, it's completely, unless you wanted to like take a plank of wood for a modified weapon or something. Yeah.
Wait, was there anything shiny around? Okay,
There were a couple of shiny like mugs, some shiny silverware. It's a little tarnished over time, but nothing you couldn't shine up, Harmony. Like you know how to take care of your stuff. If you wanted to take a couple of like pieces of silverware,
Of shiny dust with then.
yeah, Avram has a pouch of shiny dust.
Follow-up question. In the tavern, is there any leftover like broken ends of like the actual taps where the liquids would come out of?
Oh yes, completely.
I'm taking one of those.
Okay, yeah, you can take. It takes you a couple of. It takes you a hot second. You have to like bash it off, but it's not held on very well over the time. But you're able to get one. As you head out into the cornfield, the darkness is still surrounding you. But like I said, it's a lot less overwhelming than it was before. And there isn't a true entrance to the cornfield. It's not a cornfield maze or something like that. But Shayna, you being as tall as you are, you can't like see completely. There's a path or something, but you can see that it looks to be like paths where people have walked through the cornfield.
Do I see like an entrance to one of those paths from where I'm standing?
You see,
Like kind of like follow one back and kind of.
You would have to like maybe push through a little bit of the corn at first, but you could definitely cut through where you've come out at, where you've come up to, and find your way onto a path for sure.
All right, I think that's what I'll be doing then.
Okay. As you go to this cornfield, you can hear the corn, moving around you with the wind, and there's nothing coming out for you. There doesn't seem to be a threat or anything. But you do hear the sounds of the corn rustling as Shayna, taking the lead, pushes forward, pushes the corn down, and you do come out onto what looks to be a sort of man-made path. And the path you've come out on leads left and right, as far as you can see.
Well, we can go this way, or we can go that way. Which way do you want to go?
We often get this sort of strange choice, don't we? Where we have to go the right way or the wrong way.
Right, wrong way. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts as well. So
sometimes the right way. Like, it's
I
very
say-
confusing when the left way is the right way.
Two wrongs make a right, so let's go right.
all right.
All right.
You all probably turn after saying that and see Harmony was already starting to go left, and it's like, oh, all right. Well, I guess we're going this way instead.
Harmony, since you are the one that's lagging behind as the rest of the group goes right, you hear it right behind you. The corn that was laid down in a path behind you begins to sit up straight, sort of getting rid of the path that was formed as you walk right. You follow the path right. And it's a very loud, rustling sound as the corn that was laid flat begins to shoot up, all these stalks of corn, very taller than Shayna even. Just barely though, not that much taller, but just a little bit taller. Shoots up, and you hear the rustling of corn husks as it's sort of changing the way it looks behind you, Harmony.
Can I turn around while pulling out the lute and start speaking and performing in Infernal? Just starts like, for anyone who doesn't speak Infernal, it just sound like, I suck. You just start hearing a lot of these unpleasant noises come out. But what it actually translates out to is, hi, I would like to be friends, but you're scaring me, so please go away right now. and just try and see if I could like scare it off, like just try and perform in a way to just add that like with thaumaturgy if necessary to just try and amplify it to a point where it like feels more menacing.
Your whispers in Infernal are carried on the wind as this corn changes. It doesn't seem that the corn, you get the sense, you Harmony especially, the corn isn't threatening. It's not a sentient being. It is somehow spelled or cursed to do this, to make this movement. It's not out to get you specifically. It's out to do this. It would do this whichever direction you took, whoever was in this field. And your whisper sort of carries on the wind.
Do they
But the
hear me?
lute playing is fantastic.
Do they hear me?
Yeah, I would assume if it carries on the wind, they probably don't realize what it is.
Everyone? Yeah, we might have a situation going on here.
What situation? I'll turn around.
As you turn around, you see how the corn has stood up straight. It's like right at Harmony's, at their face.
Well, that ain't right. Could I use my speech of beast and leaf to find out who may have done this to the corn?
I think you might be able to. Let me look real quick and see what the details of that are, because I think that might work.
We might have to guard our tongues. I hear the corn's got ears.
Harmony's got a tough tongue to guard.
We're gonna need more people.
So, with speech of beast and leaf, you can communicate with them, but they have no special ability you have no special ability to understand them in return. So you can definitely try to communicate with the corn. Tell them any kind of any kind of message you want. You're not there to hurt them. You're, whatever you want to do, but you won't be able to understand it if corn was to speak back.
I'll probably express that any help they can provide us with getting us to the center and then back out again would be greatly appreciated when the time comes. If we can get a more direct path both ways.
Doesn't seem to respond. You still sort of hear the rustling in the corn in a distance, but that's about all.
Now, what about in front of us? Is the path still?
It's still down. Mm-hmm.
Well, at this rate, we only have one way to go.
Shayna, do you continue down that path? Do the rest of you as well?
Most likely.
Well, there is always a third option. Just because the corn says, hey, you can go this way, or hey, you can go that way, sometimes you can just, make your own path. Strike at the third target, the target that no one expects.
You're gonna cut the corn.
Well, I was actually just going to go bowling through it, but I could cut it, yes.
Be my guest. Ladies first.
But where exactly are we trying to get to?
I'm just gonna point to the light.
Like both I feel like that's a moment where like Harmony and Shayna, we both like sort of turn to each other kind of confused, and then just sort of giant beam of light over there.
Can the tongue also point to? Because that would just be hilarious.
Am I sure we want to go straight towards that? We don't want to go like,
Around it?
Well,
Near it? In
are
the
we sure that's where the
vicinity?
wizard is? Because if we go bowling on up to the beam of light and it's incapacitated, this wizard, what Shayna describes, is quite powerful. Maybe we don't want to go right up to it. Maybe we do want to go around it and just see if we can figure out what it is.
We agree we want to get closer to the light.
Well, yes, we want to get closer. All right, and I'm just gonna where the beam of light is. I'm gonna just take the most direct route to slightly right of the light, that I can.
Okay.
I'll back her up.
Okay. As you both do this, that's gonna hit you both. 15, does that hit? Hits Abram. Does 15 hit you, Daily?
Yes, it does.
Okay. 11 won't hit either of you.
Correct.
17 will hit you both. 1, 2, 3, 4. 22 hit you both. Okay. Daily, you begin to cut at this. Shayna and Harmony, you're standing back, correct?
Oh, it's just like arms folded, like,
Daily and Avram, as you begin, you see Daily begin to cut the corn. You cut some of the corn, Daily. It's corn. But this corn begins to whip around the both of you, slashing. And the big ears of corn hitting at you, and the husks beginning to slash at through your armor, at your skin. This is gonna be fun. I'm just sitting here. Do whatever you want to do, friends. Yep. Okay. It's 4 attacks that hit both of you. So 6, 12,
Oh boy.
20, 28 points of damage for the both of you, slashing.
I leave the corn.
Run away!
Run away, indeed.
Run away!
I just like the mental image of Shayna and Harmony just standing there.
Oh, 28? Oh.
Next time, maybe listen to the druid when it comes to something, I don't know, natural.
Nature.
Well, I just,
To be fair, I just rolled really good. That could have been worse. I'm on a roll today. Haha.
Can I attempt to just speak to? This is going to sound ridiculous. Can I speak to the corn to try and make the case to convince it to calm down a little bit?
You can also do it, Shayna. I mean, Shayna probably it worked better because that's one of their skills. But you can also try to. You'll have to roll a performance check to, I'll have you roll just a straight charisma check, or
Okay.
or a persuasion if you'd rather do persuasion.
I would like to try and
Oh,
give a thing to try and get advantage, to make argument for getting advantage on this, depending on how well I.
You
I
have
make
your
my case
DM's
for it.
inspiration still. You haven't used
I
it.
know. I'm going to say this straight because saying this with the tongue thing will be very hard because I'm
Yeah.
thinking of words. But just imagine it's being said while I have the 6-foot-long tongue. Sweetest corn and wonderful plants that exist here. Pardon my friend who, with haste, decided to chop you to bits. Know that we hope to wander through you ever so carefully, ever so sweetly, and with ever the grace that we possess. And do trust that I speak the truth to you, and that my druid friend and I were trying to have them be sensible, but it failed, as has happened in our lives many times.
As they're finishing that, I'll be taking another handkerchief, a plain one, out of my pocket and handing over. That was very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever you want for persuasion or a straight charisma check, whichever one is works for you.
Persuasion. I will use my DM advantage.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
You watch as the corn that Daly had cut down sort of begins to form back, and where it had been whipping around, even as Daly and Avram came out of the corn, it was continuing to whip around even as you spoke as well. You watch as it slowly begins to slow down, and it sort of just seem to be blowing with the breeze now.
Oof.
It seems
Well.
calm for the moment.
That hurt a fair bit.
Yeah.
Avram, you
Yeah.
okay?
How badly off are you?
Yeah, I was about to ask which one of you looks
I'm
out of character. Which one of you has like less hit points?
Well,
but
I
in
feel like
character,
Avram
maybe
only had 27 hit points, so thank God for the temp.
Yeah, I have 12 temps, so I am down to
Oh,
about
gee.
20%.
I'm
Okay.
just below 15%. I'm bleeding.
All right, I can do healing word for one of them.
I'm the idiot who followed him, so
You would think
give
after
it to him. Give it
2
to him.
sessions, Scrat would learn I don't play around.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I
by nature, Shayna would go for Daily.
no. Well, I was also going for daily, and I feel like
Okay.
you would notice when I'm going for daily because
And then I'll
the spell's designation says touch. I think to get the point across even more, it's just the tongue just. Sort of
Yes!
passed
Oh,
freely on
no!
the
I
shoulder,
was hoping it was the tongue.
and it's just like, I know you tried, or pardon, I know you tried. It's fine. These things happen.
So that's for Daily, right?
That's for daily. That's 9 points that you get.
Thank you, Harmony. Thank you.
And then I'll I'm not gonna say anything to Averin, but I'll just put my hand on his shoulder, on their shoulder. And I'll just do healing word.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I mean, I've got Firebolt. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Yeah, let's sacred flame the whole place.
Do you have a death wish?
You can certainly try.
Certainly try.
Where's that mercer?
No, really not gonna go there. Not gonna go there.
Alright.
Thank you, Shayna.
You're welcome. Let's go. If we could. I don't want to be here any longer than you do.
As you continue around this path, it sort of curves into itself. It seems to be making what looks like a spiraled circle. You come to this wider opening area that looks like the corn was pushed down in to make sort of I don't know a better word for it, a clearing. That's a good word. Sort of this clearing in front of you. And there seems to be like a little patch of dirt as well as 3 stones sitting there. The one stone is red, one stone is blue, one stone is yellow. And just for reference, yes, behind you, Harmony, I would just assuming you're taking up the rear, that the corn is forming back as you walk. It's going slower. You do notice it's seeming a little calmer than it was, but it is definitely still forming. It's almost like it's maybe giving you a little bit of breath if you wanted to change your mind and turn around, but it is still forming up. But as you come into this little clearing, there's a little patch of dirt that looks like maybe corn didn't take to growing there, or it was rooted up or something. And the 3 stones, and above the stones, carved in the dirt, like maybe with a stick or something, and very crudely it says, and I'll put this in Zoom chat for you as well. It's not just so you can have it. It says, at my feet lies 3 stones to hold dear, the source of 3 gifts that no one should bear. The keepers of secrets, the guardians of exits. Let the guessing begin, but don't get too hectic.
Oh, not more of these.
Well, hell.
It's usually you that figures them out, right, Shayna?
Yeah, I just gotta think about this one a little bit.
Like I said, and it's 3 different size stones, but they're not huge. They're all like very easily picked up. One of them is the biggest one is maybe this big, like they're not big stones. One's red, one's blue, and one's yellow, and they're in a very, very particular line. Very neat.
Could we hear the statement one more time?
I'll
in
put
the
it in Zoom chat for you.
Yeah, it's in the Zoom
But
chat.
it says, at my feet lies 3 stones to hold dear, the source of 3 gifts that no one should bear, the keepers of secrets, the guardians of exits. Let the guessing begin, but don't get too hectic.
Alright, so...
Already Daly's out of the running for the get too hectic part.
True. But no, let's do this systematically. So it's not something that a bear can carry. So it's not fish.
This is not Honey Heist.
but it can be.
Is it? Never mind.
Don't think that any idea you have is dumb. No idea is in these puzzles.
Oh, I don't know. I can come up with some pretty dumb ones. Let's see. Maybe it's not free stones that you should hold dear, but free stones that you can hold dear. So we should pick them up.
Harmony
for it.
is just going to point
I've
to
learned my lesson. I'm not doing
point to your. Yeah, it's just going to point to the cornfields, point to your wounds, and point back to the cornfields, and not say anything. Sorry.
See, the source of free gifts that no one should bear. So 3 of us need to pick one up. Hmm? See?
That's not a bad idea.
That's a something.
The Keeper of Secrets and the Guardian of Exits. Well, now, I'm a bit of a guardian. So, because I got a shield, see? So I need to hold one. Now, Keeper of Secrets, that could be one of you magical people. Hmm? Yeah, there you go. See, Avram?
Right. I'd like to cast Unseen Servant
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and pick up one of the rocks. Which colours are they?
Red, blue, and yellow.
Red, blue, and yellow. Right. I'm gonna roll a. No, I'm just gonna choose. My son's favourite colour is red, so I'm going to have my Unseen Servant pick up the red stone.
I'll use my shield, and I'll pick up the yellow one with my shield. The yellow's my favourite colour, you see.
I mean, my Unseen Servant's name is, of course, Grog.
Anyone else picking up the blue one?
I guess the don't get too hectic. I'll pick one up.
Okay, you'll pick up the blue one.
Yeah.
So, Daily, as you go to pick up the red one, you feel this.
I got the red one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Abram, as you pick
yellow
up the
one.
red one, you feel this compulsion come over you.
Uh-oh.
And I will send you this message in Zoom chat privately, as this is what you feel you can only do. Shayna, as you pick up the blue one, you feel this compulsion come over you. And then Daily, you also feel a compulsion come over you.
Pardon me. Oh boy.
Well, this whole thing is.
But
got me
I
feeling-
think we need to go find this pillar of light.
So.
Sorry, I really think we need to.
So I think.
No, we really got to go now.
Onward.
No, yep.
Yes. So I think yes.
Really, there's no other choice in the matter. I'm sorry, we just have to go.
So Avram, are you feeling?
No!
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Avram, you look like you have that face like you're having an
Yes!
internal
I've got
monologue
that
with
face!
yourself.
I've got that face! I can't...
Sorry, but this feels pretty
Yeah,
useless.
I'm sorry as well.
Can we please go?
Oh, God!
It might be just unnecessary at this point.
Could
But can
be.
I roll insight check
don't-
on all 3 of them?
Yes, please roll an insight check.
Okay, because
I, for one, am having a wonderful time right now.
that's 19.
They have some kind of curse put on them from these stones. You know this. This is completely out of yeah, you can Scott. They are completely acting out of the norm. This is not you. I mean, you have weird companions anyway. This is even weirder.
Okay. I was like, I need
They
a
are
clarification.
cursed somehow.
I'm like,
Should we have concerns?
Okay,
I
I let my unseen servant go.
Mhm.
Does the rock drop to the floor? To the
It
ground?
does, but
But
your curse is still there.
fudge.
There's this very specific,
I'm very sorry.
There's a very specific counter for this curse. Any of you can trigger it.
Let's put the stones back down in the opposite order. So I'll put mine down first.
I think that's a very good idea.
I'll put blue down
Yes.
first. Now yellow.
I hate to be mansplaining you.
Oh, honey, you ain't
Yes.
mansplaining no one.
Okay.
this is all
Just
being
call
said
me-
by like a 7-foot-tall furball. We have to all keep this in mind. That's the best part about all of this.
Smash them all up, I reckons.
That's a very, very good idea.
Let's put the down first in order first, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
So funny to. Yeah, you put them down in the opposite order, and you're still this compulsion is still so strong.
Has anything in the area changed beside like when they picked up? It's just they got cursed when they lifted up the stones.
You can give me I will do. You're a lore bard.
Yes.
I will say either Arcana or History with advantage, because this could be something you've read about or even encountered before, Harmony.
So that didn't work. I still feel like I'm under some kind of magics.
You know what these are, Harmony. These are compulsion stones. They are stones that are used to make people do things that they don't want to. They're used in like various forms of like the more ones like these are used in more like prank methods, but you know of ones that have been used like in forms of torture and things like that, in a long time, years and years before. You know that there's a way, a very simple way to get the compulsion to end. You can't remember what it is. Averum, you could also roll. Yours would be Arcana, and I would give you advantage on Arcana.
Silly idea it was.
You have to point out specifically what the compulsion is to the person with the compulsion for the compulsion stone to cancel out.
So someone else besides the one currently dealing with the compulsion has to
Like
point
you
it out
can't
to
point
them.
out your own compulsion.
Right.
You have to point out someone else's, and their compulsion will end.
Harmony points to Avram. You have an unbelievable desire to immediately run towards the light. That's what your compulsion is.
He's still compelled. It doesn't end.
More like he can't help himself and wants to explain everything.
Is
So
there any way
it's-
for me to get around this using what I suggested in chat?
Yeah, you could do that. That's for sure. Yeah.
So it seems to me it's full of they're full of frustrations.
But how does that make you feel?
Dr. Phil your way out of this.
How does that make you feel?
It
You
makes me feel
all
terrible.
hear this message in your head in Avram's voice that they need to speak over everyone, only when you're talking, though.
So it seems to me that your curse
Yes,
is
it
full
does.
of interruptions.
Nope.
Avram, that compulsion drops from you.
So, with my curse, that was quite difficult for me to do. It was.
So you're saying you have a very difficult time telling people what to do?
So that's not it. My words take a lot of constructions.
You end up using a lot more words to say the same exact thing. You can't speak directly or use nouns.
So that's not it. I'm afraid. No, it was.
Roll an insight check, Harmony.
Oh dear.
Avram and Shayna, you can also roll one on daily if you'd like, to see if you're picking up anything different.
Structuring my sentences.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah,
Seems-
you're not picking up what Daly's doing.
Are you feeling compelled to lie to us or not tell us the truth?
So that's one of the incorrect answers. Structuring my sentences so that I am finishing on plurals.
You always have to end your sentences with a subject or a noun.
You're close. You're so close.
So that's one of the wrong answers.
Speak backwards, you must.
Damn it!
Sorry, that's also one of the wrong answers.
You're speaking in a riddle.
Oh god, this is so hard. I know it's so simple. I feel like, okay, so it's close to
Shouldn't
something
be as
about
difficult as it seems.
Everything must be a plural.
So that's also not one of the right answers. Should really help me to accomplish the way my sentences have to be structured. It does.
Half of me wants to say you can't use the word speak, or you can't. Your tenses don't match up to your subjects in your sentences.
So it's got more to do with the letters. Can I say that legally?
Yeah, you can.
You have to end all your you have to end all your sentences with an S.
Almost.
So close, but that's also not quite one of the right answers.
S-E. Oh dang it! This is bothering me so much.
Structuring my sentences so that I also start the same way that I finishes.
Whatever letter you start your sentences with, you have to end your sentences with.
And it's a letter that hurts.
Close.
S.
S. Oh, thank God. Oh.
Yeah, the compulsion drops, but you still see Shayna over in the corner, wincing and sort of cringing in pain and fear at a lot of the words that Daly was saying.
I'm not gonna lie, that was quite painful.
You're telling me?
Turning to Shayna, you react poorly to nouns. You cringe in pain whenever you hear S's.
Me.
The compulsion drops immediately.
Oh.
The knights say me.
And as this happens, you see as a large bit of the corn spreads in front of you, where it had been the wall of the corn before, and you see this what looks like broken fountain, sort of iron and rusted in front of you. A big chunk of it beside it is missing, and though the corn is still wisping around you in the wind, the path behind that you had taken to get this far is completely covered now. But in front of you with this fountain, you also see what looks like 3 little I'm trying to think of the best word to describe this. What looks like pathways, distinct pathways that look like they have walls of corn, but there's a very distinct wooden door in each of these pathways beyond this fountain.
Harmony just sort of steps back and it just sort of looks expectantly at the 3 of them, waiting for them to immediately go into the doors.
Oh.
I am not touching anything without doing a perception check to see if one of them has more of like a worn path or anything like that.
Yeah, as you get closer, you can roll a perception check.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Of course. Anyone who wants to feel more than free to roll a perception check.
Nope.
That's a no.
Well, you do get close enough to see on these 3 doors, carved into this heavy, heavy wood. The one on the left has a carving of this masculine-looking body, very strong-looking, holding what looks to be like a boulder or the world above them flexing. The door in the middle has a body that's sitting cross-legged and looks sort of like it's meditating with its arms outstretched. And the door on the right has what looks like a person reading and, touching their head as if they're thinking. And they each have very heavy wrought iron doorknobs and keyholes.
Anyone have any reading material?
Do you check the fountain?
Oh yeah, there's the fountain there.
Yeah.
Oh, the fountain. Forgot that part with the doors. Yeah, I'll check the fountain. How's that? We'll...
As you look into the fountain, Shayna, you can see this fountain clearly hasn't been used for ages, if it was ever used at all. It's rusted and worn. But inside the dish and the bowl, there's a collection of 3 rusted iron keys. As you take them out, one of them has the alchemical symbol for mercury, one of them has the alchemical symbol for salt, and one of them has the alchemical symbol for sulfur. Sulfur. Ooh, that's a word.
All right, so it was mercury,
Salt and sulfur.
salt, and sulfur.
So we got to figure out which key goes in which door.
Yeah. What are their symbols again on the periodic table? Because I'm wondering left,
Mercury's
middle.
HG.
All right.
Salt is ACL. Sulfur is SU.
There goes that theory.
Sugnakal.
That was the wizard's name all along.
Right? That would be funny. Okay. So we have the man holding the world on his shoulders. Someone meditating. Someone thinking.
Someone thinking, reading a book.
Reading a book. Oh. I'm trying to think here. How Those
Would
three are related
Salt-
to the other three.
Would Salt be the masculine body?
Daily comes out of a daze.
Do you put the key in the like? What do you do, Harmony?
No. I do not put
Okay.
any key.
I didn't know if that.
If
that's
anyone
what-
is going to be doing it, it's not going to be me.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's more like I'm saying that out loud. It's like, well, maybe it's someone who can carry their weight worth in salt. Maybe someone very strong.
And also salt of the earth, or is the earth on his shoulders?
Oh, no, that might be it too.
I'm pretty salty about that last riddle.
You and me both, sister.
Yo, to bring you up to speed, we got 3 keys, we got 3 doors. One door has a cat on it. One door has somebody sitting there meditating, and one door has what else? Somebody reading like a
Somebody reading and thinking cross.
book. And we got 3 keys, and the keys have labels on them. One is mercury, one is salt, and one
No,
is
it's
sulfur. And I got no idea which one goes with which because I have an 8 intelligence.
Well, I recommend that we ignore the keys in the pictures and just smash all the doors down.
Ah!
Remember what happened with the corn?
Oh,
Yeah. I feel like that's another moment of just Harmony just turns to Shayna and just has the look that every person trying to organize like a herd of cats kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Let's
Look, I've got one trick in my arsenal, okay? I like to use it.
I'm actually looking at the periodic table.
I gotta say thank you to Hawkeye because sulfur is not SU. Sulfur is just S. I am going to give back my PhD in physics.
Mm. Oh, damned if I know. Yeah, I'll give like this resigned sigh and just try salt in the earth one.
As you do that, Shayna, you hear the other 2 doors beside you click tight and locked. But the lock that you've put this key in turns and the door opens up. And in front of you, about a couple of yards away, what you see is this beacon nearly blinding in front of you. It's so bright, especially cutting against all this darkness that you've been used to for hours now. And around the beacon is this group of humanoids, human figures, about 4 of them in red hooded capes. There's no sigils or any kind of like telling signs on their capes. They're holding their hands in a circle and they're repeating a language that none of you recognize around this beacon. And you can tell, Averum, as you look, that this is definitely a huge crystal of ultralight. And above you, you can see the shadows coalescing around the light as it's sort of beginning to cut through the darkness a little bit, but it's almost as if it doesn't have the power. And it looks almost like something's being summoned, but you can't make out what it is. And as the wind blows and the corn rustles, one of the hoods falls down from one of the figures who has their back to you, and you can see a creature that's human or maybe was at one time, and their skin is paper thin and pale. You can see their veins and their bald head because there's just wisps of pale white hair on their head, and all of their eyes seem to be glossed over as they're repeating this phrase over and over that you don't recognize.
Seeing this, can I take a couple steps forward and do Thunder Wave?
Yes, you can.
So that I'm not hitting my companions, but it's
You
heading towards them?
definitely can.
Cool.
well, while that's happening, Harmony will just turn to Daly and just say, Daly, I think we're gonna need that skill set of yours.
Oh, I look forward to it.
And because it is a surprise attack, it's gonna hit him.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a save. Yeah, that they're. Oh my god. I rolled really good today, friends.
You did.
Okay.
Except for that one.
Well, so is it half damage or
It's
no
half damage per successful, yeah.
Okay. So 3 of them will take half damage. Okay, that's fine.
And then there's the push of 10 feet away from on a failed save.
That one gets pushed away from the circle, which breaks their circle and breaks the chanting. And they all turn to you, and their eyes seem to lose that gloss. And you just hear this deep, "How dare you!"
Over the thunderous boom?
As it sort of, dissipates out.
Okay.
And yeah, roll initiative.
Oh dear. I was hoping to get that in before it happened. Oh well. First turn.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
Jesus.
Harmony. Did you want to do something? You can totally do it. I'm sorry.
I just put it in there, like right as the thunder, and they're about to like say, like, "How dare you?" And I finished saying the thing to Daly. You just see me like hold out my hands. Well, my tongue holds out the loot, plucks a note, and I cast Fairy Fire on all of them.
Hey, I'll take these initiatives, but I'll have them roll, and you can still take the advantage. I don't care. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll take these initiatives, but I'll still give me just a minute, and I'll roll them. I'll roll for them.
Initiative is a 6. Yep. Oh dear.
Better than a 1.
But Daly is coming up, probably near the top. So hopefully you will get to smash.
I look forward to it.
Smash.
There's something in my eye, actually.
Oh dear. I will be right back.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're gonna go here. Sorry, Harmony. Okay, it's dex saves.
Yes, it's dex saves of 14 from all of them, pretty much.
12.
Ah.
Oh, sorry. So those both fail it, and then you do the right ones. Okay, so both of the fanatics fail it. The more bulkier ones seem to fail it. Harmony, but the other two, it doesn't seem to affect them. Okay, so top of the order, as this thundering boom comes to a end, you see Shayna, this humanoid figure. At one time was a human. It's probably lost its humanity at this point, worshiping whatever it is it's trying to summon. It rushes towards you with its hands out, and I think it's going to try to inflict wounds on you.
This is happening to me?
To Shayna. But a 7 doesn't hit.
No.
It tries to grab you, and I think it's still a little shaken up and confused by the thunder wave and the fact that it's sort of glowing now because of the
So it doesn't move. It comes towards me. It doesn't move like across type of thing. So I don't get an attack of opportunity type of.
Yeah, you don't get attack because you weren't in combat with it actually.
Okay.
It had in combat.
Okay.
Yeah. So next up, one of these, a normal cultist, probably the one closest to we'll say Daly. It's gonna just try to reach out with its scimitar and slash at you. It's not going to
Come on,
do
then.
it. A 7. Yeah. So it's still also a little bit confused. And Daly, it is your turn.
But as I batter this sword aside, I'm going to thrust forward with my own longsword. Have at you! Oh, bugger.
That misses. Anything else for your turn?
I'm going to actually take a deep breath. So that'll be 13 hit points restored.
Nice. If that's all for you, Daily Avram, it is your turn.
Where are my compatriots with respect to me?
You're all sort of huddled up close to this door coming in, but if you're trying to avoid them casting a spell, I'm loosey goosey. You can cast a spell and it won't hurt them. It's fine.
I'd actually like to step back
Okay.
behind all of them and say, do not look back at me. Actually, I will say, do not look back at me. And activate my necrotic shroud.
Yeah.
You want me to put it in the...
Yeah, you can, just so I can know what it does.
Oh.
You can, you should put it on it.
So starting it, I can... 2... Ooh, Lord.
Okay, what's your save for that?
My spell save is 13.
Okay, let's see. They're scared. They're not. So they're also scared. That's not the right thing, Katie. They are definitely scared, and they are not. Okay, you scared a fanatic and a cultist. So yeah, you see all of you, unless you turn back and look at Avram. You see two of these. You see this darkness surround it. It gets darker than it already is, and you see as two of these people you're fighting get fear just washes over them, and they're terrified of whatever is standing behind you. Is it all for your turn?
Unless I can do anything else.
That's your action, so nope.
Okay. Yeah.
So the cultist that's scared of you, it's going to use its turn to try and get away. It's going to it's scared. It's going to run. That's going to be its whole turn. Harmony, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, I will. I did this before, and I'm gonna do this again. But this time, I'll step forward just a little bit, and turn to all of them, and I say, "Well, you better stop running, or you'll break like a stone. For your lives are a changing, because you're going to die now."
I love it. Then no, you die.
That definitely fails.
Nice.
Fail. All of them failed.
Nice.
So this shatter, how does that look, Harmony?
It basically the moment that I finish sort of the tune ends, it's sort of like the notes turn into these little crackling little bits of energy that emanate out from the point that I set the shatter point at, and then it's almost like the music makes a tear of thunder in reality across like the weave, and just hits all of them and all the points where the cracks match up with them.
That's beautiful. I love that. I would also like to point out that without them getting a single hit on any of you, they're all in single digit HP now. So the other fanatic is going to the one that's scared of Avram, and because it's so scared it can't go in their direction, so it's also going to try to take off in a run. But I mean, it's hurting, it's limping away. But Shayna, it goes to your turn. You have that one that's right in front of you, that tried to touch you. And
yeah, I'm gonna nope it with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, nope it.
Two-handed.
That hits.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Batter up.
Yeah, you completely bludgeon this thing's head in, and it falls to the ground dead in front of you. Anything else for your turn?
The others are kind of like just scared and running away, right?
There's two of them that scared and ran away. One of them seems to be holding their ground.
I'm just gonna take my quarterstaff and kind of point it at him, like you're next.
Yeah, that one is going to try to, because you've sort of given it that threat, it's going to run toward you and try to attack with its scimitar. A 21. You'll take just 4 points of slashing damage as it's like
Okay.
bounces off of your armor. It hurts a little bit, but it doesn't do much.
Okay.
Daily, it's your turn.
And so that one's
2
still...
are running and 1's attacking Shayna.
Oh, so one ran away from me.
Not 2 ran away from
No, I think the one that was attacking you is the one that died.
Ah, okay.
Oh wait, no. Oh, I've lost my order.
Because I think there was one that ran away immediately, then there was another one that ran away, one has died, and one just tried to attack Shayna. As far as I can tell.
Yeah,
There's only
that's-
4 of
I
them,
killed
right?
the one that tried to attack me.
Yeah,
Right. So that's the one that's gone. So there's one who. So there are 2 who've run away, one that's dead,
who are in the
and
process
one-
of running. Yeah,
and one who I
But
think, if it's Daly's turn, is still in the fairy fire.
Still attacking
Yeah.
daily? Because there was one right near me, and if they tried to run away, I would have had an opportunity attack. I wouldn't have let them go, you know.
but I don't think that's the one that tried to run away.
Okay.
So it was the one that I taunted and it came after me.
Probably, yeah. I think it's
So
that
then,
one. Yeah, that's the one, and it's under fairy fire, so you'll get advantage on it.
Cool. I'll give it a whack. It's an 18.
Yeah, that hits. I have a star beside it. That means it has fairy fire on it.
That's only 3 slashing, so I'm going to immediately action surge the blighter and hit him again. Bollocks.
I'm going to tell you can save that action surge because you didn't need it.
oh,
And you slash through this cultist and you immediately slash it down.
Really?
I
nice.
told you they were in sync. Cultists are not strong.
3? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also shattered.
Yeah, fanatics only had a little bit more than regular cultists. I played with hit points, so yeah, they weren't that strong. Daily, if that's your turn, I mean, you still have your action surge if you want to attack the other 2 that are running.
Oh no, I won't. I'll try and. Hey, where are you going, you cowards?
Okay, Avram, it is your turn.
I will Eldritch Blast one of them that's running.
Okay, the regular cultists are like the fanatic one. One just has more HP than the other. It's going to hit either way.
I don't really care.
That's fine.
And
Yeah, that 8 points is going to take out. It'll take out the fanatic. We'll say that's the one you hit. You watch as this, like you'd seen before, this black necrotic force damage shoots out from Avram and hits this fanatic right in their back and sends them to the ground as this necrotic energy sort of withers their body up and kills them. Avram, is that all for you?
I suck their 6 hit points into my soul.
So the last cultist, now that it is the end of Avram's turn, they're not frightened anymore.
Yep.
They're going to try to run back. Probably the closest person would be Daly, because Daly has been out there fighting. I think it's just going to try to slash at you, Daly. It doesn't hit. It completely whiffs its hit. I think that even though it's technically mechanically not frightened, it's still a little scared of this dark creature hovering behind you that Avram is. Harmony, it's your turn and there's one cultist left.
Okay. Just double checking whether this is an action to do it or this is a bonus action. Yeah, I figured it's an action. I will turn to it, I'll point to it, and while casting, I should probably put the spell in if I'm going to cast it. I will turn to it and I'll say, frankly, Mr. Culty, you're a sickening mess. I've got the 21st century breathing down my neck, and I'd rather not spend my time with you or any like you. You sickening mess.
As
All
you
the
sing
Billy's
this song, it sort of grips at its head, and you see as it
Please tell me I mocked it to death.
you did, yeah. As its nose begins to bleed, this like dark necrotic ichor, ears begin to bleed the same kind of liquid,
always wanted
and
to
it
do
falls
this.
to its knees, gripping its head, and then it falls over dead. Woo!
I've made all other bards proud. I mock someone to death.
You did.
That was magnificent.
You are left alone with this, as there's no chanting around the crystal anymore. You see the light beginning to fade, the beacon sort of fading, and you see this huge, almost a little. See, Shayna, you're about 7 feet. It's probably about 6 feet tall crystal, big, round. It looks like it's meant to fit into the back in that, in the ring above the furnace. And Avram, it's definitely the alatrite that you ultralight. I'll say it right one day. I made the word up. That you recognized.
Well, it could always
Big enough too big to pick up and carry back?
with a little help,
no.
maybe.
For one, Shayna could probably get it herself slowly, but with help, you all get it back. Yeah. And you've noticed that the cornfield around you, it's moving, but you can tell it's not that supernatural kind of moving anymore. It is strictly the wind. And you see the clouds that were coalescing above in this beacon beginning to move aside and go off into the distance, as there's not really sunlight coming back, but that darkness is being cut a little bit finally. The thickness of that darkness you had walked in, slowly losing a little bit of its form.
All right, so now we can plow right through the cornfield back to the pub.
Did they take into consideration what I asked in the beginning? Now that they're not cursed or anything.
We'll take the path.
Yeah, do you get the crystal and you take the path?
Sure.
As you do, you take the crystal and the path does not change for you at all. The path is still what you had traveled before. This time it doesn't change. And you go back to the tavern and you can perfectly fit the crystal into this like ring above the furnace. You'll have to light the furnace and everything, but it's easy to find wood. There's still an old wood pile out behind the tavern. And as you light it, you can smell, Avram, you recognize the smell of ultralight. It's a very sort of sour smell, like sickeningly sweet sour, but it's something you get used to very quick. But it fills this room up quickly, and within it takes it an hour to sort of get warm and get going. The gears in this tavern office begin to move. And as you look outside the town of Baywood, though the stores are still destroyed, the glass is broken, and some of the stores are boarded up, you do see the little street lamps begin to flicker and come to life. And that's where we'll leave it this week.
Woohoo!
We fixed it.
That was so good. That was amazing. That was so good.
Oh,
The second fight was just the inverse of what happened to all of us during the first fight. Everything went wrong
I
during
gave you the
first fight.
hard things at the beginning.
I took no damage at the beginning, and then a field of corn.
A field of corn fucked you up.
yeah. Damn.
I'm gonna go.
Did you
I'm
see
gonna
the
go
movie?
pop all the corn in my house.
Children of the corn. Corn can never bring good things. If you think about movies,
I don't watch movies. All I could think about was ear puns.
We went from sex jokes to
Lend me your ears.
to years of corn puns.
Well, I mean, come on. That
Well,
wrote itself.
I have a campaign.
That's par for the course on this channel.
Well, I have a campaign I'm running with friends, and they're just going to arrive at a farming town now, like at the end of this next session. So I'm just like, going through all this. I'm like,
You are welcome to take it all.
oh, that riddle, the
Corn
compulsion
lights.
stone idea. I have I have 3 players that are perfect to give that to. That is so amazing as an idea, and I love it.
That was
It's
funny.
so simple.
Well, I
to
stole
think
it off the internet, so you can steal it from me. Don't even worry. I can send you my big document of where I get all my puzzles
Aw.
from. If you'd like.
Oh, I love
Nice.
that.
That was interesting. Trying to structure my sentences so they started and ended with an S. That was.
I didn't even know if y'all would pick them up or who would get them, so that was fun. Yeah, I'm Katie. This has been Stories to be Told. I want to say for one, these two, Avram and Harmony, were a amazing addition. They were both amazing characters in their own right, and I really enjoyed this session a lot. I've enjoyed every session, don't get me wrong, but like this one was really, really good. They were hilarious, and you both embodied them and played them so good. Yeah, just gonna go around and say outros, Scrap.
Yeah, sure. Let's do exactly that. Why don't we go? We'll go anti-clockwise around. So we will start with Scott Roback.
I'm Scott Roback on Twitter. That is at Scott Roback. That's the only thing I got. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you, Scrat, for having me. It was fabulous to play. Finally, play with a Terror Muffin. Oh!
Yay!
And I really look forward. This is my first stream ever. It was fantastic.
What? I didn't know
No
that.
bullshit.
Oh my god, you couldn't even tell. No.
This was great. I had so much fun, and I really appreciate having new people come in. It's made me feel so welcome, and I hope to do it again soon.
Wow. I had no idea it was your first stream. Like with the
None.
accents and everything, amazing.
So
amazing.
good.
My minion.
Yeah. Like, I remember my first stream. I'd roleplayed before, but I'd never streamed before, and I went in with an accent. Whoa! Ended up just speaking, and amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
Next around we have Phoenix 24 Fem. Angela! I just stabbed myself with a pen. Hi.
That is the exact definition of it. Like they hurt themselves in their own confusion. But yeah, at Phoenix 24 Fem, I'm Angela. I mainly do lots of poetry related to a lot of LGBTQ related topics, disability rights and disability justice, and also D&D and especially Critical R inspired sort of poems. I actually recently shared one that was inspired by one of their final encounters by a line that Matt Mercer said during the last big fight. I had that line for like a year and I was like, why have I not written anything about this? And then I finally took the time to do it. But yeah, this was amazing. This is actually only my second stream I've ever been on. Like the first one was with Scrat, and now it's basically I'm just like leering over Scrat's shoulder now. I'm like, hey, can I join? Can I join?
Y'all are blowing me out of the water this being your first and second stream, since I had no idea. Like, you guys are pros. What the hell?
I saw you getting like when you were like well, we also welcome people who've been here for a while, and I was like, no, okay, these are they're new.
I'm just like, what? I get what? You would never be able to tell. You guys are so
I know.
good.
I know, amazing work.
It's the result of being a performer type person who is very much
That's weird.
who's an introvert, but who likes drama and improv related things, but never got to be part of it in high school. So D&D is the extension of all that.
People.
Yeah, we didn't have a drama club. We had football.
I went to an all-girls school. We had nothing.
I mean, I had drama and stuff at school, but I was a physics and maths buff who did engineering, so
We did the maths.
yeah, I'd like the math.
You like the maths.
That's why I'm sitting there in chat. We're playing this Tomb game. I'm telling people the statistical likelihood of my loss streak, which is now 27, by the way. If any of you in chat are wondering, we're approaching 9%. 9% of having 28 zeros in a row. If I've worked out the probability right. Anyway. Thank you so much, Angela and Scott. Amazing work. So we only have our resident Terror Muffin left. I'm trying to put my hands on the screen. Hello. V.
Hello. Hi, I'm V. I am the craftiest muffin because I have the YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I show you how to make terrain, paint minis, and lovely stuff like that. I am here playing weekly on Scratch channel and loving it. And you can also catch me over on Mini Terrain Domain as well. In fact, I'm playing over there tonight. I get to be my bard, Cantriel, so I love my Thursdays. And I love that today, like, my cheeks are absolutely killing me right now from laughing and smiling so much. Like it's wrapping up in the back of my head. the muscles. Like, this was just so fantastic. You two were amazing. And it was just a great experience. What does that say?
Is that all your
Bottom-
songs?
This is literally when I double checked and I picked a bard character, I was like, wait, that means I could have songs to improv off. Wait, that means I need a list. So half
Yeah.
of this page is well, it's calculations from running encounters. The other half is just because it said folk songs. So I was like, I'm just gonna go find 60s folk.
I love it.
songs, and I made a list, and then I just started doing it.
It was wonderful.
I
Absolutely
can
wonderful.
I can count 6 accents that I didn't get to today.
Oh man.
You did 6 as it was, wasn't it?
When you did the Boston one, I was expecting like after that Joe Pesci to come out. And I was like, all that time I was just remembering the "Do you think I'm funny?" little bit from the Goodfellas, and I was just like, oh, if Avram does this as an Aasimar turning it on the necrotic shroud, that's terrifying. And I get Joe Pesci as a fallen Aasimar inflicting necrotic shroud on people, and that's a terrifying thought.
That is.
Gotta go to the drive-through. They F you at the drive-through. You don't find out that they put the bag in the bag for like 2 miles. They F you at the drive-through.
Oh my god. So good.
Okay, 1
I
down, 5 left.
Joe Pesci with a mace as a
So,
fallen Aasimar.
if you are sitting in chat and really enjoying all of this, Embryo, welcome. We're just wrapping up. First time looking at Dungeons and Dragons. You are in the right place. We've had a ton of fun today.
Hey Scrat, I haven't done my shout out.
I know. I was just gonna
Okay.
do a quick thing. I was just gonna say, if you are looking at these new people, we've put their Twitters in chat. Guys, go and pop them a follow. They're fun. Like, go follow them. Expand their.
They really are.
Yeah. And then we hand back to Katie.
I only say that because Summer skips me every week, so I think it's personal now.
It's just one of them things. Yeah.
It's just personal. Anyway, I'm Katie. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieFace. I have a schedule pinned there on my Twitter. It is not accurate as of now because there's a lot of games that haven't been announced. I have some things that have been announced that I just am too lazy to add. You can find me most of the time off the table where I play D&D, Burning Will, John Harper's Lady Blackbird. I'm also Keeper for Monster of the Week on Fridays. That show comes back this Friday. I'm so excited. You can also find me. We're starting a Last for the Awful Sea campaign on Monday. I'm very excited for that. Or in February on Mondays. There's a couple of other games I'm in. We haven't formally announced them yet. Tuesdays you can find me on the Greyhawk channel playing D&D. On Wednesdays I am on Little Red Dots channel playing Fate of the Appliance Wars, which is a Fate game it's based in the Brave Little Toaster universe. It's very cute. I love it. It's so much fun. Thursdays you can find me here on my channel, twitch.tv/KatieFace. Mondays I have a mask game in the evenings. On Thursdays, starting tonight, actually at 10 Central Standard Time, we are starting a Witch Quest game. We're going to be sweet little witches on a quest. And coming soon, there will be a game of inspectors and a honey heist campaign, which is going to be very interesting, putting such a one-shot system into a campaign. I think that, on Wednesdays also I'm on Pro Restarter's channel during the day playing Deadlands. I play a muckraker. It's very fun being that stubborn, curious reporter. I do a lot of things. I also do a podcast, Monster Hearts 2 Actual Play Podcast. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. It's called Tabled Hearts. I play a witch named Lucas. He is an asshole, and I love him. You can follow me on Twitter. I do so much stuff, and I'm very glad Scraticus allows me to do this as well, to put that on my repertoire. So thank you. You're muted.
Oh, so I am. I wonder how long I've been muted. Oh, it's because I sneezed a minute ago. Yeah, that'll do it. You are everywhere. You're doing so much.
I really am.
Like, wow.
I'm so tired.
I'm sorry. I didn't shout out all of that. I got like you and Off the Table, and then your Twitch, and then you started going into like all these different places, and I was like, do you know what? There's just not enough hours in the day.
It's really, I do so much.
I literally just remembered one thing because of all the things Katie was saying. I would be remiss, and my partner would look at me and send me a message if I didn't bring up. We also do a podcast with the two of us chatting. That's I believe it's already on iTunes, and I think maybe Spotify, called delightfully called Queerly Yours, where we talk about relationship issues as a queer polyamorous couple. And one of our most recent episodes was actually on tabletop games. So check us out as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, feel free to put the links in chat. Please go ahead and do that. But that does just leave me. My favorite moment will definitely be this week the beer Keller, and us just not learning. You can find me here. Here are my social links. You can check out my Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, come and be part of the safe, fun, inclusive society where we talk about TTRPGs and all sorts of other wonderful things. Twitter, send me a DM and I will get you in this game if you like, or one of our other games. We have 4 others. This is one of our D&D 5e games. We have another D&D 5e game. We also have Cypher System, Monster of the Week, and Ryutama. We can get you in any of those games. They are either 1 PM or 6 PM on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Contact me, we'll talk details. This will be on YouTube very soon. Check out the YouTube. All of the videos get uploaded there in playlists. Also, check out our Patreon. We have we've hit our goal recently. We've held our goal for about more than a week, nearly 2 weeks now. So fantastic. Thank you. I thought it would flux back down again, but you guys have kept it up. So thank you so much for the support. You're also appreciated. We also have merchandise. Head over to Redbubble. Get yourself a crest. You can put it on tapestries, wall hangings, clocks, t-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of wonderful things. I would normally be wearing it, but I've been very lazy and not done my laundry yet. We do need a war cry as well. We need a war cry to take across with our raid. We're going to be going to Blue Jay, so it needs to be something that's not too risque. Okay, something that's because I know it got really dirty at one point, and there's a lot of good quotes from that section, but we need something reasonable.
How about we're no angels?
It is true. Except for Avram, who is in fact an angel.
An angel.
Well, yeah,
I was.
technically.
Angel-ish.
Technically.
Angel adjacent.
Do you know what? I almost think like the war cry should be the question when you asked how much can I manipulate my 6-foot tongue. There we go. How much control do I?
And you said keep it out of the gutter.
That is keeping it out of the gutter. That's just
Because that was
you.
literally me just curious because I did not even go, like my head was not even in that area.
Yeah, I'm not there either. V, why is this?
I have a PO box in that general area usually.
I don't know what you mean.
Hey, I have permanent residence there.
I have a timeshare in there actually. Also, considering
There's a halo, but the horns are keeping it up.
Yeah. I'm not a fallen angel. I'm an angel that's gone down.
Well, on that happy note, let's talk about our sponsors. Bird in the
all of
Storm.
whom are immediately
Sorry, you don't have sponsors anymore, Scrat.
Bird in the Storm. They are a content creator for TTRPGs. They write modules for D&D 5e and other games. Check them out. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. They created the Dark Matter Alpha, which is a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. We play completely legit business, which will be live tonight at 10 PM. We also have some other sponsors down in the panels below. If you want to get yourself some dice, some accessories, or some maps, check out Tabletop Loot, Erasavad, and RootInc.com, all of which can get a 10 to 15% discount on me using my codes. And also check out our artist, who does most of the overlays and posters. That is everything. We are going to go and say hi to Blue Jay with our raid cry. I want to see all of you posting in Blue Jay's chat about how much control we have over our 6-foot tongues. I'm sure she'll love it. I've only had a whole raid purged 3 times because of the content. I'm sure this won't be one of those times.
just make sure Shane is not there.
So, thank you very much, everyone. Until next time, we'll be back in 2 hours for Realms of the Ancients with Alice as the DM. That's in 2 hours. Until then, keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.